Splendid Teardrops on Bullets. By Ashenifi. Int. IPT, Tristan's desk, day. 2024. We see Tristan Reno, a software engineer, sitting behind his desk and working on an advanced software program. He is writing a program, search engine, video interface, and social networking program, Yahoo, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube combined. However, it's 100 times more advanced than Yahoo, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube combined. What it does is the program allows people to post videos and photos, search information, talk face-to-face in hologram. It has a small device, looks like a cell phone that users plug to their computer, which the hologram generate. It's a side project. His actual job is to write programs for a respectable software company called IPT, Information Processing Technology. At the moment, Tristan is talking to Lawrence Richmond aka Larry. We see him driving a 2024 Mustang GT convertible on Tristan's computer screen. Tristan, it's looking good. Larry, do you know who are the 5 most influential people in history? Muhammad, Prophet of Islam and Conqueror of Arabia. Sir Isaac Newton, a physicist who put forth the theory of universal gravitation and laws of motion. Jesus Christ, the founder of Christianity. Buddha, the prince who went in search of enlightenment and become the founder of Buddhism. And you Tristan, the founder of Skynet. Tristan, we're not there yet. We still have to do a lot of work. Larry, I had a feeling that you're going to prove the physical existence of God someday. This will change how people see information technology forever. Tristan, maybe. Larry, though. Can I make a last-minute suggestion? Tristan, what's it? Larry, I don't like the name Skynet. It sounds like we got it from the movie Terminator. Tristan, I actually get the name from the Terminator. Larry, it sounds lame. Who watches the Terminator these days? Besides, we don't want to involve in any kind of lawsuit that throws us off guard. Tristan, what do you mean by throw us off guard? Larry, you never know, James Cameron might get up and say, fuck these guys. Will sue them. They stole the name from the Terminator. It's bad for business period. Tristan, so, what do you suggest? Tristan plays the video of Larry in hologram. Larry, Bella. Tristan, come on, Larry. How many times do I have to tell you? We can't use that name. Larry, what's wrong with Bella? Tristan, it's not marketable. Larry, it's like Versace, Jolie. Bella sounds just great. Tristan, we're not marketing clothing line. This is a software program that will revolutionize how people see the future. You just can't name one of the greatest invention in the history of information technology Bella. That sounds like some vampire porn star from the 90s. Larry, clowning, have you seen any porn in the 90s lately? Tristan, no, Larry. I am just making point. Larry, mockingly, sex sells. Tristan, let's just stick with Skynet. I don't think James Cameron is going to give a fuck about the Terminator. His last 2 movies, The Perfect World and The Creation of Utopia, made $4 billion at the box office. The last thing that motherfucker wants to do is sue us. And if Mr. Cameron whines that we stole the name from the Terminator, it might give us a little bit publicity. Larry, okay. It's your invention. If you want to call it Luke Skywalker, go ahead and do what please you. I won't come between you and Darth Vader. But the question is, how are we going to market it? Cybertech James Harris is our best bet. Tristan, I've already talked to Kevin. Cybertech is out of the picture. They are too greedy. Larry, they offered us $30 billion. Tristan, they can go to hell with their $30 billion offer. We'll talk to Steve Jones of Peach. Tristan's boss Mr. Gordon walks up to Tristan's desk with a disk. Mr. Gordon, I want you to compile this file, find out the error, correct it and bring the disk back to me as soon as you're done. Mr. Gordon throws the disk on Tristan's desk and walks away. Tristan grabs the disk, throws it in the trash without looking at what it is, and continues to talk to Larry while working on his program. Larry, so, what are you up to? Tristan, finishing the program. Larry, do you want to grab lunch? Tristan, sure. I'll be out in a minute. Tristan takes the disk out of his computer, puts it in his briefcase, turns off the computer, grabs his stuff, gets up, and walks toward the elevator through the employer's small box's offices. Tristan comes to elevator, presses the button. The elevator doors open, revealing an attractive girl named Amanda. Tristan enters. Tristan, hi. Amanda, hi. Tristan presses a button. The elevator door closes behind them. Int. Naomi Restaurant, day. Larry and Tristan sit at a table, having lunch. Larry is enjoying rosemary and red wine flat iron steaks. Tristan has baked penne with roasted vegetables. They both are having glasses of red wines. Tristan owns the restaurant. In the background, we see healthy number of people enjoying their outings. Larry, referring to the food, you guys make nice food. Tristan, thanks. But I haven't been here for a while. I can't say much. Larry, are you still planning to sell the restaurant? Tristan, it's not up to me. I don't know anything about restaurant. Naomi was going to sell it but changed her mind at the last minute. Larry, it's good. Don't sell it. This is the best restaurant in town. I've been coming here for the past couple of days. I actually gained 10 pounds in 10 days. That is a pound a day. Tristan, you look the same. Larry, that's what everybody keeps telling me, that I look the same. But I used to weigh 151 pounds just 10 days ago. Now I weigh 161 pounds. Tristan, sardonically, that's not much. Larry, sarcastically, I know it's not much. But you have to love this country. Here nothing hurts you more than what you put inside your body: food, alcohol, drug, and cigarettes leading the way. But out there in the developing countries, people will kill you for stealing. Tristan, depend on what you're trying to steal. If you are going to steal their wives in Burma, they skin you alive. No trial, no jury, straight to execution. Larry takes out a cell phone here. Check it out. Larry records a waiter as she takes orders from a couple, young man and young woman, across the table. He plays it and puts the cell phone on the table. The image of the girl comes out of the cell phone in hologram. Larry, I used the same code that you wrote. Tristan, that is nice. Tristan records a little girl, 10, playing with her little brother, 3, across the table. Tristan plays in hologram. Larry, you can have it. It's a gift for your 6 years wedding anniversary. Tristan, thanks. Larry, think nothing of it. Tristan looks at the cell phone farther as Larry gorges on his rosemary and red wine flat iron steaks. Tristan puts the cell phone in his pocket and focuses on his meal as well. Larry then. Larry, what's the plan? Are we still going with Steve Jones? Tristan, more likely. I talked to Kevin. Instead of selling Skynet completely, we are thinking about merging with them. Larry, do you realize if we do that, we're passing $30 billion from James Harris and Cybertech? Tristan, it's a calculated risk. Mockingly, and besides, money is not everything. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. They resume eating while conversing as we pull out from the restaurant with dexterous camera work. Int. Peach headquarter, meeting room, day. We see a video of Skynet, what it's all about, how it functions and other special features. It's Tristan's presentation. Steve Jones, Jack Lambert, Steve's lawyer, Larry, Kevin Grant, Tristan and Larry's lawyer, sit around a table watching the video presentation. Woman voice, video. It has been estimated that Skynet runs over 1 million servers in data centers around the world and processes over 1 billion search requests and about 24 petabytes of user-generated data every day. Skynet products extend to the desktop as well, with applications such as the web browser Skynet Chrome, the Monet photo organization and editing software, and the Skynet Talk instant messaging application. Skynet offers online productivity software, such as its Skynet email service, and social networking tools, including IIINet and SkyRadar and Matrix. The video is over. There is a silent moment. Jack then. Jack, so, how much are we talking about? $30 billion. Kevin, there is a slight change of plan. We have already talked to Mr. Jones about it. You see, my clients think the product has a potential to make $500 billion a year. But considering the marketing and distribution, a giant cooperation like Peach has no problem with getting the product out and making trillions of dollars profit. Skynet is the future of information processing system, media, and communication. My clients propose 82% of all profit from the sale of Skynet. Jack, that's out of discussion. We will give you $32 billion. That's our final offer. Take it or leave it. Larry gives Kevin a sign no. Go for more. Kevin, Cybertech has already offered them $32.6 billion. Turns his eyes to Steve. You see, Mr. Jones, my clients feel Cybertech is heading toward global monopolization. They believe in this product, it's one of the greatest invention in the history of mankind, and want Peach on top of computer information technology. And in doing so, they want to merge with Peach and crush all the competition with no strings attached. Jack, tell me that's a joke. Steve interrupts his lawyer and whispers something by his ears. His lawyer is shocked. He can be heard saying, are you sure? Steve adds few more thing by Jack's ear. Jack nods, okay. Jack, okay. Guys. Mr. Jones agreed to merge with Skynet. However, instead of 82%, you get 70% of all the sell from Skynet, and 10% of Peach stock from Mr. Jones' share. One thing, Peach remains Peach even though acquisition, I mean a merge. And Skynet falls under Peach. Two different names under one company. Mr. Reno will be announced as CEO of Skynet, and Mr. Richmond Vice President. And Mr. Jones will be named President, both Peach and Skynet. Tristan and Larry nods. Kevin, deal. Jack, sign here. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. They all sign. Montage. Note. We'll see the production of Skynet software, distribution, presentation, etc. 1. The production of Skynet software by millions at Peach Software Company, machines spitting out one disk after another, other machines sorting the software, machines packaging the product, etc. 2. We see all kinds of people around the world using Skynet.com and talking to their friends and family face to face in hologram, playing video game, downloading video files and watching movies, etc. 3. Lecture room. Tristan, standing next to the projector, talks about the product. We see all kinds of business entrepreneurs, wearing three-piece suits, taking notes and listening to what Tristan has to say with great interest. 4. New York stock market, NASDAQ. Stockbrokers selling millions of Skynet stocks. We hear bell ringing. Brokers continue to sell more share in chaos and commotion that we see at New York stock market. The final bell rings. We see stockbrokers celebrating. 5. We see Tristan driving 2024 Mercedes convertible in the street of California, by the coastline. 6. Tristan is talking to a real estate agent who is showing him multimillion-dollar house with interior swimming pools, huge porch, and ocean view. 7. St. John Hospital. We see Dr. Naomi Reno, 28, one of the youngest doctors in the country performing heart surgery on a patient with coronary artery. She is Tristan's wife. 8. School. We see Julie Reno, age 6, sitting at the front row, drawing the solar system and the 9 planets that orbits around the sun and coloring them. She's Tristan's daughter. 9. Tristan's new house. A 2024 Jeep Wrangler, moving Tristan comes driving with Naomi and Julie, who is carrying a small cute dog, Jack Russell Terrier, named Duke. Tristan parks the car in front of the house. They all get out of the car. Naomi couldn't believe how big and luxurious the house is. We see another swimming pool outside, a tennis court, amazing garden, water fountain, and ocean view. Naomi looks amazed. 11. Tristan's new house. Living room. Tristan gives Naomi and Julie a tour, MTV creep style. Sheraton Hotel. Ballroom. Party. Larry, Kevin, and Steve mingle with the crowd, friends and families. At the entrance, Tristan walks in with Naomi, who is wearing a bewitching white Valentino gown. Larry approaches them with his fiancée, a model named Jessica Francis. Larry, Jessica, Naomi, and Tristan greet. Tristan then introduces Naomi to Steve, who happens to be standing close by. Steve introduces them to his wife Emma. They all greet and talk. Then come a charismatic man named James Harris, 45, the owner of Cybertech, and a woman named Katie Johnson, James Harris's wife, and greet Steve and his wife Emma. Steve introduces them to Tristan and Naomi. They all greet and talk. Tristan and Naomi then excuse the circle and come to the main bar. The bartender asks them what they want to drink. 2 glasses of red wine. The bartender pours the wine in 2 separate glasses and gives them their drinks. Tristan and Naomi take the wine and come to a stand table and talk while taking sips. 13. Sheraton Hotel. Ballroom. Party, later. Standing at the second bar, Tristan and Naomi are talking. Tristan then gives Naomi his hand. She takes his hand. They come to the dance floor and begin to dance. 14. Wedding chapel. Larry and Jessica are in the middle of getting married, a priest is wedding them. Tristan is Larry's best man. He stands next to Larry in tuxedo. Larry takes the ring from Tristan and places the rings in Jessica's ring finger. Larry and Jessica then kiss. 15. San Francisco. Conference room. Tristan, standing next to the projector, talks about the product. Tristan, Skynet is web portal, search engine, Skynet. Directory, Skynet. Mail, Skynet News, advertising, video sharing, and social media websites and hologram services. It is one of the largest websites in the world. It has 200.6 million monthly unique US visitors within 6 months of the invention. According to Social Media Today, in April 2024 an estimated 68.2% of the US population had a Skynet account. Int. Sheraton Hotel, bar, night. Tristan sits at the bar with a glass of martini. On the stage, Randy John sings Paul McCartney's Maybe I'm Amazed. We see customers sitting at the tables and enjoying their outings. Tristan checks his cell phone message. The image of Naomi appears on his cell phone. He dials her number. She is not answering. Tristan hangs up the phone, grabs his martini, and has a sip. Then, at the entrance, a beautiful girl named Violet walks in. She is wearing a gorgeous gold dress that shows her skin. Tristan looks at her. He can't believe how beautiful she is. In fact, she is so gorgeous. She can easily belie with Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty, love, and sex. Violet comes up to the bar and sits at the counter. The bartender approaches her. The bartender, what can I get you, sweetheart? The girl, give me Johnny Walker, Blue Label. The bartender, I'll be with you in a second. The bartender walks away. Violet looks around. She can feel all eyes on her. Customers are checking her out as if she had stolen their soul and anointed it with desire, lust, romance, and wonder. At the same time, she delivered them to the devil without the actual embodiment of life that God has put in their bodies. Violet then turns her eyes and catches Tristan's eyes as he steals a look. She gives him a soft, beautiful smile. Tristan returns her smile. Violet then takes out a cigarette, lights it, has a drag, and breathes out the smoke while looking at Tristan with seduction. The bartender returns with her scotch. The bartender, I'm sorry, miss. You can't smoke here. The bartender places the drink in front of her. Violet, seductively okay. I'll put it off. The bartender gives Violet an ashtray. Violet crashes her cigarette and looks at Tristan. He is looking at her. She gives him a wink as if she were saying I can't believe they tell me I can't smoke. Tristan shakes his head in wonder. He then pulls out the ring from his finger and places it in his pocket with style, without no one noticing. They both continue to enjoy their drinks while listening to Rick Jones, who continues to sing Paul McCartney's Maybe I'm Amazed. Tristan then gets up from his seat and walks up to her. Tristan, hi. I'm Tristan. Tristan gives Violet his hand to shake. Violet, Violet. She takes his hand, greeting. Tristan, pleased to meet you. Violet, the pleasure is mine. There is a silent moment. Tristan has nothing to say, being a little bit ill at ease, so does Violet, but it's the opposite. She wants him to make the move. He then. Tristan, are you from around here? Violet, yes, I am. Why did you ask? Tristan, I just thought sitting at a bar and talking to a beautiful girl like you would be a crime if I don't give her a compliment. Violet, so, what is the compliment? Tristan, I forgot. Violet, what do you mean you forgot? Tristan, it's a joke. You have beautiful eyes. They are hypnotic, as if heavens and every star in the cosmos conspired against the dark matter that accounts for a large part of the universe, and decide to take refuge in your breathtaking eyes from here to eternity. Violet, that's one of the best compliment I have ever received in my life. But something tells me not only are you married, but also you don't want to be seen in public with a stranger. You want to take the conversation somewhere seductive and quiet. Tristan, maybe. She looks at his eyes with seduction for seconds. She then. Violet, okay. Let's get out of here and take a walk. Tristan, that's a good idea. When Violet is about to pay for her drink, Tristan stops her. I got it. He takes out $500 and puts it on the counter. Tristan and Violet walk towards the exit, at the direction of the camera. EXT San Francisco, street, sidewalk, night. We see clear sky, bright moon, and sparkling stars. Tristan and Violet take a walk, conversing. Tristan, what do you do? Violet, I just got my degree in political science. Tristan, what are you planning to do with that? Violet, I don't know, I'm thinking about working for CIA. Tristan, CIA. That sounds adventurous. Violet, I'm fucking with you. I major political science and cinema. I'm planning to go to a graduate school and getting my master in political cinema and film history. And on becoming a film journalist. You know, movies which portray the latest or historical or social conditions to provoke the general viewers, movies like Casablanca and Braveheart. Tristan, that's interesting. Violet, what about you? I think I have seen you on TV. You're the inventor of Skynet, aren't you? Tristan, something like that. I thought about designing a simple website that helped people share video and talk face-to-face in virtual reality. But I ended up adding a lot of things and finally come up with hologram. Violet, you must be smart. Tristan, you have no idea. Violet smiles softly. There is a silent moment. A medium shot of Tristan and Violet as they continue to walk down the sidewalk, looking at the beautiful city of San Francisco. On the soundtrack, Tony Bennett I Left My Heart in San Francisco plays softly. Tristan, why do I feel like I'm sleepwalking? Violet, what do you mean? Tristan, vision. Violet, what is vision? Tristan, this dream I keep on having. You know, taking a walk in the street of San Francisco with a girl, who wears a gold dress, which brings out the chroma of her beautiful eyes. Violet smiles in beauty. Violet, that is something. But when you dream, do you know you dream in black and white? Tristan, humorously, it's impossible to dream in black and white. I see you in color. Violet, I study psychology. You dream in black and white. But your brain turns your dream from black and white into color. Tristan, that's one of the craziest things I have ever heard. Dream is manifestation of your thoughts, feelings, and perception. Your mind collects information during daytime, which involve light. Color is a property of photons that depends on the frequency of light waves. Black is the absent of all color. And white is the present of all color. There is still debate on the nature of color. Regardless, unless your mind is exposed to the great deal of black and white movies or photos. Or you lock yourself in a black and white room for days, I mean for years. It's infeasible to dream in black and white alone. Violet, I know it sounds melodramatic. But just the other night, I was watching From Here to Eternity starring Burt Lancaster and Deborah Kerr for my master thesis War and Love. I dreamed about making out with Burt Lancaster in the beach. And it was black and white. No color. Tristan, if you say so. Humorously, but I watched the new Calvin Klein perfume ad Eternity featuring Cary Grant and Deborah Kerr kissing on top of Empire State Building. You know, where they recreate the famous scene without the actual accident that prevented Deborah from meeting Cary Grant. She nods with acknowledgement, has seen the ad. Tristan, I don't know, it must be a parallel universe thing where the future, the past, the present is illusion. But I dreamed that Deborah and I making out with a soft intimate kiss on top of Empire State. She smiles in beauty. Violet, it's good to know that we both have a thing that revolves around Deborah Kerr. You get to kiss her on top of Empire State. I get to kiss the same man that she kissed in the beach. Tristan, it's a small world. There is a pause. She then. Violet, so, what brought you to San Francisco? Tristan, business. I have to go around the world and give speech about the product. It's terrifying. Violet, what's terrifying? Tristan, a lot of traveling. I hate flying. I actually have aerophobia. You have to shoot me before you convince me to get into a commercial plane. I had to drive from Santa Barbara to here, 4 hours driving. Violet, you sound like Jimmy Stewart in Vertigo. He smiles softly. Tristan, it's odd. Vertigo is one of my favorite movies of all time. I must have watched it over 30 times. Violet, they don't make great movies these days, accepts Cradle of Passion with Mark Troy and that French actress, what's her name? Cecile Faxiola. Tristan smiles softly. Tristan, it has a lot of sex. Violet, it's my second favorite movie of all time. Tristan, if Cradle of Passion is your second favorite movie of all time, what's your favorite film of all time? Violet, Sweet Fever of Mine starring Mark and Cecile. They say it's rated NC-17. But it's XXX. They show everything. He smiles big as if he watched the movie 10 times. Tristan, Sweet Fever of Mine is instant classic. Violet, it's basically a porn. I enjoyed it a lot. In the sense, you could say I am in touch with my sexuality like Marilyn Monroe. Nonetheless, even though Sweet Fever of Mine is my favorite movie of all time, I'm a classic movies fiend. I like Casablanca, Sunset Boulevard, and Double Indemnity. Yet my guilty pleasure is Pulp Fiction starring Uma Thurman and John Travolta. I can watch it anytime. Tristan, imitating John Travolta Royale with cheese. She smiles in beauty. Violet, are you hungry? I'm starving. Let's go to that pizza restaurant across the street, Little Joey. They have the best pizza in the world. Tristan, sure. Violet and Tristan cross the street and walk toward the restaurant, Little Joey. Int. Little Joey Italian restaurant, night. Tristan and Violet enter. They approach the head waitress and ask her, table for two. The manager, who happens to be nearby, leads them to an open seat. Tristan and Violet sit at the table. On the stage, Raquel Lopez is singing Dusty Springfield's classic Son of a Preacher Man. We see customers sitting at the tables and enjoying their meals. A waitress walks up to Tristan and Violet's table and gives them two menus. The waitress, I'll be with you in a second. The waitress walks away. Tristan and Violet look at the menus. Violet, what do you want to order? Tristan, closes the menu and puts it down. I'm fine. I'll just watch you eat. Violet gives him a look. What are you doing? Tristan says nothing, looking at her eyes as if he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. She smiles in seduction. Violet, I see. Looking at the menu, okay, I'll order 14 inches pepperoni, green pepper, mushrooms, and pineapple pizza. We'll share it together. Tristan, sure. Tristan continues to look at her eyes. There is a silent moment. She then. Violet, why are you looking at me like that? Tristan, you have the most gorgeous irises I've ever seen in my life. Violet, playing along. I don't believe you. Tristan, they are like heavens caught on fire while it's raining. Violet, that's quite a compliment. Tristan and Violet gaze at each other's eyes for a long second as if they wanted to kiss and get lost in their hearts. Then the waitress returns. Waitress, are you ready? Violet, yes. We'll have 14 inches pepperoni, pineapple, green pepper, and mushroom pizza. Waitress, anything to drink? Violet, a glass of red wine, Pinot Noir. The waitress looks at Tristan. Tristan, I'll have what she is having. The waitress writes it down their orders, grabs the menus. Waitress, I'll be with you in a minute. The waitress walks away. Tristan and Violet continue to gaze at each other's eyes silently. On the soundtrack, the actual Dusty Springfield Son of a Preacher Man plays melodiously. Int. Little Joey, restaurant, later. Their foods have already been served. Violet and Tristan are not really eating. They are gazing at each other's eyes in romance and wonder. On the soundtrack, Son of a Preacher Man by Dusty Springfield continues to play harmoniously. Violet then. Violet, I was watching Discovery Channel the other day. They were talking about the possibility existence of alien. I then thought about writing a fictional story about a girl running into an alien and spending the night with him while talking about their universes. Tristan, what kind of alien, like E.T.? Violet, no, a regular human being. Except he is alien from a different universe. He comes to Earth. Paris through a wormhole machine that he built. You know, considering how light years are from one end of the universe to the other. It would have taken him forever if he decided to use spacecraft. Tristan nods agreeing. Violet, anyhow, the girl is in Paris visiting her best friend. She runs into him at Louvre Museum and falls in love at sight. He asks her out. They go out and talk about how life came to existence, why and how the universe began and other things. She asks him if he believes in God, or celebrates Christmas, and is he certain of life after death? He tells her that he believes in some kind of higher power that keeps the flow of energy in living things accordingly. But they have a different set of belief in his planet compared to Earth. Changes her demeanor from romantic into seductive, they then kiss on a bridge over the River Seine and have a hot passionate sex at Hotel de Crillon. Tristan smiles softly. Tristan, that's an interesting story. Violet, I was actually inspired by this 90s movie that I watched, Growing Up Before Sunrise, and its sequel in 2004 Before Sunset and third installment Before Midnight 2013 starring Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. They were screening all three movies here in San Francisco a couple of days ago. I met both Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. They seemed a little bit old now compared to the earlier days. But they looked the same. Ethan encouraged me to go ahead and start writing. He said nothing is more provocative than a girl meeting an alien from a parallel universe, and they spend the night, talking about two separate realities. Tristan, it's good. But if the alien decides to take you to his planet, you might belie with a goddess. People will go down with their knees and worship you. Violet, is that right? Tristan, trust me. You're what I call phenomenon. Violet, softly, what is phenomenon? Tristan, everything that brings pure joy to the heart. Violet, smiles in beauty, you are romantic. He smiles softly. Tristan, humorously, I am not like this usually. I am considered crazy. But you brought my soft side. She smiles in beauty again. Silent. They gaze at each other, eyes in seduction. She then. Violet, anyway, you didn't touch your pizza. You only ate the edge. Tristan, I forget to tell you. I am allergic to cheese and dairy products. My stomach doesn't digest them for some reason. Violet, why is that? Tristan, lactose intolerant. I lack the enzyme that enables my body to break down lactose, found in dairy. Violet, okay. We'll go to a supermarket and buy foods that are not dairy. I'm a chef. I used to work at a famous Italian restaurant called Betty. Seductively. I'll cook for you the best chicken recipe you have ever tasted in your life. Tristan smiles in curiosity. Tristan, playing along, I doubt it. Violet, have you ever had chicken cacciatore? Tristan, what's that? Violet, Italian dish. You use jarred pasta sauce instead of a homemade sauce. And you add red wine, fresh basil and shaved Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, to make it taste authentic. Tristan, it sounds scrumptious. Violet, you'll love it? Tristan looks at her eyes, mesmerized. She gazes at his eyes as well. There is a silent moment. On the stage, Raquel Lopez begins to sing Ella Fitzgerald's Dream a Little Dream of Me. Tristan then. Tristan, dance. Tristan gives Violet his hand. She takes his hand. They get up, come up to the dance floor, and begin to dance slow. Then on the soundtrack, the actual Ella Fitzgerald's Dream a Little Dream of Me plays melodiously. We stay with Tristan and Violet for a bit. EXT San Francisco, street, bridge, night. Violet and Tristan take a walk. Tristan, someone once told me we all are here trying to get somewhere. Life doesn't wait for anyone. The biggest obstacle that we must overcome is our ego, fear and desire. If you have to make peace with yourself, make peace with yourself. If you have to go war with yourself, go war with yourself. Whatever it works. But one thing, stupidity is a disease. Stay away from it. Violet, what do you mean by stupidity? Tristan, you see, it used to be a simple formula for me. Work hard and get your reward while you're still alive, breathing. But no matter how hard I work, no matter how I reward myself with success, I am not truly happy. I mean, there are more stars and galaxies in the cosmos than all snowflakes in all winters since the birth of Christ. They might be exact copies of us in a different universe, and a man who wishes up on a star, and a girl is skating on ice, despite the fact no two snowflakes are alike. And I know I only met you few hours ago. But I just can't imagine the universe stop revolving around you for a nanosecond. And it'll be a crime punishable by crucifixion if I let the moment just pass me by. Violet smiles softly. Violet, humorously, I just can't imagine what I would do without you. Tristan, most of us, we don't know what's good for us and what's bad for us. We just follow our instinct. And my instinct tells me you are the most beautiful girl in the universe. It's worth risking everything. Violet smiles in beauty. Violet, thanks for the compliment. But I know what it's good for me. And I know what it's bad for me. I don't just go with the flow. I always plan ahead of time. Tristan, humorously, can't you see I am trying hard to be the exception to the rule? She smiles softly. Violet, you never told me about your background. Tristan, changes his demeanor. What do you want to know? I'm married. I have a lovely wife and a beautiful 6-year-old daughter. My friend and I invented Skynet. I'm making a ton of money. But I'm not completed. There is something missing in my life. They stop and stand lips to lips. It begins to rain, drizzling. Violet, what's missing in your life? Tristan, I don't know. Looks at her soul straight through her eyes, passion. Violet and Tristan kiss. She then parts her lips. Violet, I don't know if we should do this. I don't want to come between your family and you. It feels wrongs. You're married. Tristan looks at her eyes. She is so beautiful. He just holds her head with his both hands and kiss her lips as if they were made from strawberries in the Garden of Eden. Close up, Violet and Tristan. They kiss more passionately as the rain continues to pour down on them. EXT Violet's apartment building, night. An established shot of Violet's apartment building. It continues to rain. A taxi comes driving and pulls next to the apartment building. Int. Taxi, night. Violet and Tristan are in the back seat. Tristan pays the taxi driver $100. Tristan, keep the change. EXT taxi, night. Tristan opens the door and exits. Violet follows him. They both are carrying grocery bags. Tristan gives Violet his hand. Violet takes Tristan's hand. They run to the building, climbing the staircase as the taxi drives away in the background. EXT apartment building, night. Violet presses the code and opens the door. They go in. Int. Violet's apartment, living room, night. A beautifully furnished living room. It contains a matching love seat and king sleeper sofa with solid lodgepole wood frames, and coordinated pillows and an IKEA glass coffee table. We can see the city of San Francisco through the glass window. The main door opens from outside. Tristan and Violet enter. They are wet, drop the shopping bags on the floor and join in a long passionate kiss. They part their lips. Violet, breathing down by his lips, let me get out of this cloth. It's wet. They strip each other clothes in a frantic fashion and kiss more passionately. Violet then part her lips seductively. Violet, wait. Tristan, what's it? Violet, we shouldn't be doing this. Your family, I mean you don't know me. I could be a serial killer. Tristan, joking, I can live with a serial killer. Death is welcome so long as it comes on the shape of your delicious lips. Violet smiles in beauty. Tristan kisses her. Violet, I have a feeling I might not see you again. Tristan, why is that? They exchange juicy kisses. Violet, I know it sounds a little bit sentimental, but I want to celebrate the night with a dinner like I promised to you. I don't want to lose your passion in a one-night stand. Tristan, smiling, okay. They kiss French sweetly. She then grabs a remote control and plays Carole King's I Feel the Earth Move on the stereo. Violet, come on. Help me with the grocery. I'm making you chicken cacciatore whether you love it or not. Violet grabs bags of grocery. They go to the kitchen. Kitchen. Violet put the grocery on the kitchen table. They get closer and kiss more intimately. Montage. Note, we are going to see Tristan and Violet making chicken cacciatore with series cuts. On the soundtrack, Carole King's I Feel the Earth Move continue to play melodiously. 1. We see Violet, in shirt and underwear, boiling pasta in one skillet. Heating oil in another skillet. Violet turns the burner to medium. She adds the sliced onions and garlic and cooks, stirring. Tristan can be seen seasoning the chicken with salt and pepper under Violet guide. They are having a lot of fun. Violet is singing and dancing with Carole King's I Feel the Earth Move. 2. Violet removes the onions and garlic and set them aside. She adds the rest of the oil to the pan and heats it on medium until it shimmers. Tristan is looking at her, seemingly helping. Violet takes 2 tomatoes and a lettuce from the kitchen table. She then grabs a big knife and cuts a tomato with delicacy, showing Tristan how to do it. Tristan takes the knife and begins to cut the other tomato like she shows him. 3. Violet adds the chicken, skin side down, and cooks it. She turns it around as Tristan continues to make salad, cutting the lettuce with that big kitchen knife. 4. Violet adds the wine and lets it simmer, then adds a jarred pasta sauce and stirs it as Tristan watches her. Violet turns and says something. He says something. They are talking between soft kisses. They then begin to dance slow with Carole King's I Feel the Earth Move in between talking and exchanging soft kisses. 5. Violet returns to the onions and garlic in the pan, and adds rosemary and basil. She adds the bell pepper, zucchini, mushrooms, fresh basil, and shaved Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, making one of the most delicious chicken cacciatore that we have ever seen. Tristan cuts slice of breads with that big knife. Violet then turns to the stove and stirs the sauce. Tristan puts down the knife and comes behind Violet and begins to plant small kisses on her neck. Violet turns around and throws her arms around his neck. They kiss French. While stirring the sauce, Violet takes a piece of tomato sauce with a spoon and tastes it. It tastes delicious. We can see it on her face, changing into ambrosial. She then takes a spoonful of sauce with a slice of hot jalapeno pepper and tells Tristan to taste it. Tristan eats from her spoon. The jalapeno burns his tongue like the fire in hell. Tristan runs toward the sink, opens the faucet, and drinks water, straight out of the faucet using his hand. Violet laughs sweetly. Tristan then comes and picks her up high playfully. She screams with joy. He puts her down. She throws her arms around his neck. They join in a long passionate kiss. On the soundtrack, Make It With You by Bread plays melodiously. They strip each other clothes. Violet turns off the stove as they continue to make out with kisses. Tristan then picks her up, puts her on the kitchen table, and removes her underwear. They kiss passionately and begin to make love. Tristan then lifts her up and gets her against the refrigerator as they continue to have sex. Int. Violet's apartment, bedroom, night. Tristan and Violet make love with Bread's Make It With You. It's sensual, seductive, and passionate. We stay with Tristan and Violet with series cuts as they go at it with various erotic positions. Int. Violet's apartment, bathtub, night. We see candles, wine bottle, and 2 glasses of red wine. Tristan is in the bathtub, lying with closed eyes. There is a breakfast in bed tray table with salad and slice of bread. On the soundtrack, Can't Get Enough of Your Love Babe by Barry White plays melodiously. Kitchen/living room. Wearing a bathrobe, Violet places a plate of chicken cacciatore on a new breakfast in bed tray, grabs the meal, and walks toward the bathroom, across the living room. Bathroom. Tristan grabs the wine from the floor and takes a sip. At the entrance, Violet walks in. Tristan looks at her and puts down his wine back on the floor. Violet, here, your chicken cacciatore. Violet places it on the side of the bathtub, grabs the plate with chicken cacciatore and hands him the dish. Tristan takes the plate. Tristan, come in. Tristan puts the meal aside. Violet takes off her nightgown and begins to enter the bathtub nude. Tristan gives her his hand. She takes his hand and sits between his legs, resting her back on his chest. Tristan kisses her shoulder. Violet reaches out and grabs the plate. Violet, you have to try it. This is the most delicious thing I've ever made. She gives him the plate. Tristan, it's too much. Why don't we share it? Tristan holds the plate around her. He takes the fork, rolls the pasta, and chicken cacciatore with his fork, and tries to feed her. Violet, you try it first and tell me how it tastes. Remember I cooked it for you. Tristan, under his breath, okay. Tristan eats it. He then. Tristan, it's delicious. He rolls the pasta and chicken cacciatore with his fork. Tristan, it's your turn. Tristan feeds Violet. She eats out of his fork. Note. They will eat in between conversation while Tristan feeding her, eating for himself, drinking wines, etc. Tristan looks at her tattoo on her arms. Tristan, what's this tattoo on your arm? Violet, Shiva. Tristan, who is he? Violet, Hindu deity, transformer among the Trimurti, the Hindu trinity of the primary aspects of the divine. He sees everything that happens in the world and is the main aspect of life. He also has authority over death, rebirth, and immortality. Tristan, that's interesting. But it's always religion versus science, doubt versus faith since the dawn of time. You know, the forbidden apple, God, Adam and Eve, evolution, all that's life, knowledge, and sin. It's result of cause and effect. Violet, life is what it is. Knowledge can only take you as far as what is known. And sin can only get you by for the time being. It won't redeem your soul. But if you want to go beyond what's known, if you want to rise above beyond what is forbidden, and change the course of fate, if you want to give your soul eternal salvation, you'll have to let passion do its trick. That's the classic principle of life. Tristan, that's deep. He kisses her on the shoulder. There is a silent moment. Tristan focuses on the meal. He then. Tristan, as he feeds her, what about where did you learn to cook like this? She swallows the food. Violet, I used to work at this Italian restaurant called Betty as a chief while I was still in college. Tristan eats in ease. Tristan, this is the most scrumptious food I have ever had. Tristan rolls the pasta and chicken cacciatore with his fork, tries to feed her. But she pushes his hand away politely. Violet, thanks. I am okay. Tristan, sure. I'll just eat it myself. Tristan eats it. He then puts the dish aside, grabs his wine, takes a sip, and puts it away. There is a silent moment. She then. Violet, are you leaving me? Tristan, no, I want this to last forever. Violet, nothing lasts forever. Tristan, love lasts for eternity. Violet, I don't know if I can live without you another day. Tristan, softly down by her neck, if it's not too much to ask, I would like to see you again. Tristan kisses her on the shoulder. Violet, what about your wife and daughter? There is a silent moment. She then. Violet, you don't really like me, do you? Tristan, why is that? Violet, I want to. Tristan. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. On the soundtrack, 3 Times a Lady by the Commodores plays melodiously. Close up, Violet and Tristan. They kiss more intimately. Int. Violet's apartment, bedroom, night. Tristan and Violet make love. It's seductive, steamy, and passionate. On the soundtrack, 3 Times a Lady continues to play melodiously. They are going at it as if it were the last time they might see each other. NC 17. EXT Violet's apartment, Building, night. An established shot of Violet's apartment building. We see the sun breaking through the cloud and rises over the building. EXT Violet's apartment, bedroom, night. Tristan is sleeping. He slowly opens his eyes. Something doesn't feel right. He looks at his hand. There is blood on his hand. He looks at his other hand. There is a knife. He removes the sheet and finds Violet drenched in blood. Tristan, what the fuck? Panic hits him like bricks of ice. She is stabbed to death. Tristan quickly gets up from the bed. The knife is still in his hand. He drops the knife. Tristan, talking to himself, what happened? Don't panic. It has to be an explanation. Clean your hands first. Tristan runs to the bathroom. Bathroom. Tristan enters, turns on the faucet, and washes his hands. Tristan, talking to himself, who killed her? God. Clam the fuck down. You didn't do it, just be cool. Tristan shuts the water and exits the bathroom. Bedroom. Tristan returns to the bedroom and goes to where Violet lies dead. Tristan, talking to himself, I should call 911? No. That's a bad idea. They will not believe me. Just clean your fingerprints and walk the fuck away. It's not your responsibility. Tristan puts on his clothes, puts his shoes, grabs the knife. Rolls it with his shirt that has blood. Tristan then grabs a towel from the chair and begins to clean all the fingerprint that he might have touched, cleansing the bed frame, the table, the chair, etc. EXT apartment Building, morning. Tristan exits. He sees a woman named Sophia Blair, 42, at the entrance. He acts like innocent, takes the stair down, turns and walks down the sidewalk as Sophia goes into the building. Close up, Tristan. Tristan moves towards the camera. EXT Sheraton Hotel, day. An established shot of Sheraton Hotel. A taxi comes driving and pulls next to the hotel. Int. Taxi, day. Tristan is in the back seat, pays the driver $300, opens the door, and exits. EXT Sheraton Hotel, day. Tristan goes to the hotel, greets the doorman with a nod, and enters. Int. Sheraton Hotel, Tristan's suit, bedroom, day. Tristan is packing his clothes. He puts the knife in his suitcase and closes the bag. Tristan, talking to himself, I can't drive. I'm shaking. I am taking a flight. No, I hate flying. With my luck, it'll crash. A beat. Fuck it. I don't have a fear of flight. It stops today. Tristan takes out his cell phone and makes a call. Tristan, what the fuck is happening to me? Operator, off-screen hello. This is Pacific Airline. How may I help you? Tristan, I would like to make reservation to Santa Barbara, the earliest flight possible. To himself. Wait a second. I can't take the knife with me. On the phone, never mind. Tristan hangs up the phone. Tristan, talking to himself, why are you taking the knife with you? You should just throw it in the ocean. No, I want to find out who killed her as soon as I collect myself. Tristan walks toward the direction of the camera. EXT California Street, Tristan's car, moving, day. A 2024 Mercedes convertible. Tristan is behind the wheel, driving down the freeway of California. He's easily doing 120 miles per hour, passing one car after another. We stay with him for a bit. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down the traffic, then the mountain and the Pacific Ocean. EXT Tristan and Naomi's villa, Tristan's car, moving, day. Tristan comes driving, parks the car in front of the house, gets out of the vehicle, and walk toward the house. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, bedroom, day. Tristan walks in, puts the suitcase on the bed, opens it, takes out the knife from the bag, and walk to his private office, next room. Private office. Tristan comes to the painting of Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa on the wall. He removes the painting, revealing a secret safe. Tristan presses the code, opens the safe, and places the knife in the cabinet. Tristan then closes the safe, puts the painting back on the wall, turns around, and walks towards the camera. Bathroom, shower room. Tristan takes a shower. EXT Violet's apartment, Building, day. We see police cars, ambulance, and news vans parked in front of the building. Policemen, reporters, and photographers are moving in chaos. Unmarked police car, Detective Jake comes driving and pulls in front of the building. He gets out of the car and walks toward the apartment. Int. Violet's apartment, bedroom, day. We see the dead body of Violet lying on the bed. Homicide from San Francisco and forensics Luke Page, Jody Levitt collect evidence. A forensic photographer Toby McGuire takes photos of the corpse. At the entrance, Detective Smith enters. He walks toward Detective Sean Bradley. Detective Smith, what you got? Detective Bradley, Violet Nicholson, age 24. A graduate student at the University of Stanford, stabbed to death. Detective Smith comes up to the crime scene and looks at Violet's dead body. Detective Smith, who discovered the body? Detective Bradley, unidentified man called 911 from a payphone. He gave no name. But I believe it is the suspect. Detective Smith puts a pair of latex gloves, looks at the corpse for seconds. Detective Smith, any lead? Detective Bradley, a woman who lives across the hallway said she saw a young man between the age of 25 to 35, leaving the building this morning. Detective Smith examines the corpse farther. He then. Detective Smith, to Jody, what's that tattoo on her arm? Jody, it's Shiva. Off his look, a major Hindu deity, like the equivalent of God. Detective Smith, okay. Cover it up. Luke covers the body with a blanket. Detective Smith, make sure you collect every fingerprint in this room and give me the result before nightfall. At the entrance, two men, one short and the other is tall, enter in FBI suit. They will be known as Agent Johnson, the taller one, and Agent Douglas, the short one, for the time being. Both Agent Johnson and Agent Douglas show their badges to Detective Bradley, who is standing at the door. Agent Johnson, to Detective Bradley FBI, who is in charge. Detective Bradley looks at Detective Smith, who is staring at the new arrivals. That should answer their question. Agent Johnson and Agent Douglas approach Detective Smith. Agent Johnson, extending his hand high, I'm Agent Johnson. Agent Douglas, Agent Douglas. Detective Smith, Detective Smith. They all greet. Agent Johnson gloves up. Agent Johnson, referring to the corpse, do you mind if I look? Detective Smith, be my guest. Agent Johnson uncovers the sheet and looks at Violet's dead body. Agent Johnson, pointing at the wound here. There is a stab wound in her neck. 2 in her left breast. 1 down by her right breast straight through her heart. 1 in her right lung and 4 in her abdominal area. It's done by a serial killer named Scarface. He is going state to state and killing young women in cold blood. She is victim number 4. It's a federal case. FBI will take over the case as soon as you guys are done evaluating. Detective Smith, we still have to find out who killed her. It's our case. You guys welcome to help us. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Detective Smith, Agent Johnson, and Agent Douglas continue to talk without a sound as we pull out with overhead shot dexterously. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, living room, day. Tristan, wearing a shower gown, comes to the private bar, grabs a whiskey, Black Label, pours the liquor in a glass, takes the glass, and throws everything down in his throat, one breath. He adds another glass, and drinks it like water. Tristan puts the glass on the counter, walks up to the coffee table, grabs a remote control, and turns on the TV. On the TV news, we see an anchor named Eva Garnett talking about the death of Violet. Eva, a 24-year-old girl named Violet Nicholson, was found stabbed to death this morning. The officials don't have suspect yet, but an unidentified source inside San Francisco Police Department believes it could be the work of a serial killer named Scarface. So far, he has killed 4 people. On the TV. Cut to, DA Eric stands before reporters at City Hall. Eric, I have voiced the same concerns to our law enforcement officials. They assure me that Detective Smith and Detective Bradley are of the highest calibers. They will get the job done. Male reporter 1, looking at the magnitude of the crime, don't you think that FBI should take over the case? Eric, again, Detective Smith and Detective Bradley have sterling records with San Francisco Police Department. I stand behind them 100%. No further question. On the TV, reporters crowd Eric. Tristan turns off the TV and gazes at the empty screen, spiritless. Then, Tristan's cell phone rings in the kitchen. Tristan walks to the kitchen, grabs his cell phone from the kitchen counter, and answers it. Tristan, hello. Naomi, off-screen, hi, honey. Int. St. Mary Hospital, ER, day. /int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, kitchen, day. Note, we'll see both sides of the conversation. Naomi, standing at the circulation desk, talks to Tristan on her cell phone. In the background, we see a lot of commotion, one patient after another patient being brought into the emergency room. Naomi, I want you to do me a big favor. Please pick up Julie from school. They just brought a bus full of students who got into an accident. The driver must have fallen asleep. The bus ran into oncoming truck, injuring 16 and killing 4. Tristan, I'm sorry to hear that. Naomi, try to be there before 3 p.m. They are having school drama production of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. She is playing the lead role. Tristan, sure. Naomi, bye. I have to go. Tristan, bye. Naomi hangs up the phone. Tristan hangs up the phone as well. We stay with Tristan. Tristan walks towards the kitchen porch. EXT Tristan and Naomi's villa, kitchen porch, day. Tristan comes to the frame and looks at the spectacular view of the ocean. Int. Tristan's car, moving, day. /EXT Hawaii, remote resort, beach, day. Tristan is behind the wheel, talking to Larry on his cell phone. We see Larry sitting in a special chair and getting a shoulder massage from Jessica, who is standing behind Larry. She is wearing a provocative swimsuit. Larry and Jessica are in Hawaii at a remote beach, having the time of their lives, drinking pineapple juices and cocktail that has small umbrellas, eating cookies and enjoying all that's Tropicana. Note, we see both sides of the conversation. Tristan, I have to talk to you in person? Larry, what's it? Tristan, it's important that I talk to you face to face. Where are you? Larry, I'm in Hawaii. Honeymoon. Tristan, when are you getting back? Larry, I might be back tomorrow. Tristan, okay. I'll see you then, bye. Larry, bye. Tristan hangs up the phone. We stay with Tristan. Tristan focuses on the road. EXT Tristan's Mercedes, moving, day. Medium shot of Tristan's Mercedes moving down the street. EXT Santa Barbara Elementary School, open parking lot 2, day. Tristan comes driving, turns at next street, and parks his car at the open parking lot 2. Tristan opens the door and exits. Medium shot of Tristan as he walks toward the building. Int. Santa Barbara Elementary School, auditorium, stage, day. We see Julie and a boy named Leonardo Moss in the middle of a play, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, that's converted into simple English. It's written by Katie Johnson, the instructor. She is standing down by the stage, making sure the show goes according to the plan. The audiences watch quietly. Leonardo, Romeo, oh, then dear saint, let lips do what hands do, they pray, grant you, lest faith turn to despair. Julie, Juliet, saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake. At the entrance, Tristan enters, comes to an open seat, in the back. He sits and begins to watch his daughter who is playing Juliet. Close up, Julie and Leonardo. Leonardo, Romeo, then move not while my prayers effect I take. He kisses her on the cheek. Leonardo, Romeo, thus from my lips, by thine, my sin is purged. Julie, Juliet, then have my lips the sin that they have took. Leonardo, Romeo, sin from my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again. He kisses her on the cheek. Julie, Juliet, you kiss by the book. Pantu, Tristan. Even though he seems to be watching the play, Tristan is clearly lost in a train of thoughts. Int. Tristan's Mercedes, moving, day. Tristan's behind the wheel, driving. Julie sits in the passenger seat. Julie, where is Mammy? Tristan, she couldn't make it. She is at the hospital, helping patients. Julie, she promised me. She was going to come and watch the play. Tristan, it's not her fault. It's a last-minute thing. A couple of high school kids got into accident. She is helping them. Julie gets silent. Tristan then. Tristan, are you hungry? We can go to McDonald's if you want to. She nods sure. EXT Tristan's convertible, moving, day. A medium shot of Tristan's Mercedes convertible as it drives in the street of Santa Barbara with Tristan and Julie. We then take it with another camera as it drives toward the direction of the camera. Int. McDonald's, day. Tristan and Julie sit in the booth. Tristan is not eating. He's watching his daughter gorging on a Big Mac. He then. Tristan, humorously, are you going to finish all that? Julie, yes, I am. Tristan, you know if your mother sees you eating junk food, she would kill both of us. Julie, if you don't tell her, I won't tell her. Tristan, smiling, I promise I won't say anything. Julie continues to eat. Tristan, is it any good? Julie, it's delicious. Do you want to try it? Tristan, sure. She gives him the Big Mac. Tristan has a small bite and returns it back to her. Tristan, it's delicious. Can I have your soda as well, just a little bit to wash it down? She gives him the soda. Tristan drinks a little bit and gives her back. Julie, why aren't you eating if you are hungry? Tristan, I've already told you. I just had a lobster. I didn't know we were going to come to McDonald's. If I had known that, I would have escaped the lobsters and had a Big Mac instead. Julie, I hate lobster. It tastes like cockroach. He smiles softly. Tristan, have you ever had cockroach? Julie, no, but if I ever have one, it would probably taste like lobster. Tristan, it has to be a huge cockroach from a different planet. You know, like your favorite movie Men in Black. Julia, which one? Part 5. There is a huge bug who eats people. I bet you she herself tastes like a lobster. Tristan smiles in wonder as if he were saying she is smart. Tristan, I think that's what I for lunch. It doesn't taste that bad. As a matter of fact, it tastes delicious. Tristan and Julie share small laugh. Tristan, anyway, do you want to go see opera? I got 2 free tickets. Out of nowhere, Tristan produces 2 opera ticket on his hand like magician. Julie, what's it? Tristan, The Phantom of Opera. On the soundtrack, Daughters by John Mayer plays melodiously. Julie continues to eat. Tristan watches her eat. She then grabs a French fries and brings it closer to his mouth. Tristan eats from her hand. She gives him her Big Mac to have another bite. Tristan takes the burger, has a small bite, and returns it back to her. She has few bites. Int. Opera House, night. The Phantom of Opera is in progress. Julie and Tristan are in a box, watching silently. We stay with Tristan, Julie, and the Phantom of Opera, Act 2, for a little bit. Int. Tristan's convertible, moving, night. Tristan is behind the wheel, driving. Julie is in the passenger seat, she is sleeping. On the soundtrack, John Mayer Daughters continues to play melodiously. Tristan looks at Julie and smiles softly, his smile portraits wonder, and even sadness. He turns his eyes and focuses on the road. EXT Tristan's convertible, moving, night. A medium shot of Tristan's convertible as it drives in the street of Santa Barbara. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down the beautiful city of Santa Barbara. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, living room, night. Tristan climbs the staircase, carrying Julie who remains asleep. Tristan's house, Julie's room. Tristan enters silently carrying Julia, comes up to the bed, removes the blanket. He kisses Julie on the temple, places her on the bed, covers her with the blanket, stands, and looks at her for seconds. On the soundtrack, we continue to hear John Mayer's Daughters. Tristan then turns around and walks towards the camera. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, living room, morning. Tristan sits on the sofa, watching Casablanca starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. We see his laptop on the coffee table. Then at the gate, Naomi opens the door from outside, enters and comes to the main living room. Tristan looks at her. Naomi, hi. Tristan, hi. Naomi, what time is it? Tristan, I don't know. Looks at the watch on the wall, 5:10 a.m. Naomi, walking up to him, why are you up? Tristan, I couldn't sleep. Tristan gives her his hand. Naomi takes his hand and sits on his lap. They kiss. Naomi parts her lips. Naomi, why can't you sleep? Tristan, I don't know. I missed you. They exchange soft kisses. Talking between soft kisses. Naomi, are you okay? Tristan, I'm fine. And you? How is your day? Naomi, exhausting, nerve-wracking, and stressful. I can't feel the left side of my brain. It's numb. Tristan, life does that to you when expected the least. Naomi, it's okay. You give everything you have, the bottom of your heart. At the end of the day, whatever it's, you have peace of mind. That is the definition of hard work and reward. They join in a long intimate kiss. Naomi then gets up from his lap, drops her underwear and sits on his lap. They kiss more intimately. On the soundtrack, music plays softly. Tristan then picks Naomi up and takes her to the bedroom as they continue to kiss. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, bedroom, morning. Tristan and Naomi make love. It's sensual and seductive. Int. Tristan's Mercedes, moving, day. Tristan is behind the wheel driving in the street of Santa Barbara. On the soundtrack, Music continues to play melodiously. EXT Tristan's Mercedes, moving, day. A medium shot of Tristan car as it continues to drive down the street of Santa Barbara. EXT Peach, headquarter, day. An established shot of Peach headquarter, a 90-story skyscraper in Santa Barbara. Int. Peach, headquarter, lobby, day. Tristan enters the building. He greets two female secretaries at circulation desk as he walks across the lobby. Tristan comes up to the elevator and presses the elevator's button. The elevator doors open. Tristan enters. The elevator doors close behind Tristan. Int. Peach headquarter, Skynet floor, Tristan's office, day. It's a luxurious glass office. We see the entire city of Santa Barbara and the ocean through the window. Tristan walks up to his desk and sees an envelope on his desk. He opens the envelope and looks at it. There is a disc and a note. The note reads, "Don't waste time. Look at the video as soon as possible." Tristan sits behind his desk, turns on the computer, puts the disc in the driver, and plays it. On the computer screen, we see the video of Tristan and Violet making love. Tristan holding the knife. Tristan standing next to Violet's dead body in panic, etc. Tristan's phone rings. Tristan answers the phone. On the soundtrack, Massive Attack's Angel plays softly. Tristan, hello. Man, off screen my name is John. The man who sent you the video. I want you to pay me $250 million. Or you'll be exposed. The phone is hanged up. Tristan, hello. There is no answer. Tristan hangs up and looks at the video again. He then waits. Tristan's phone rings again. He picks it up in hurry. Tristan, hello. John, off screen you have 24 hours to come up with the money. I only accept cash. The original video and every copy that I made will be destroyed as soon as you give me the money. Tristan, where should I drop the money? John, I will give you a call. John hangs up the phone. Tristan hangs up the phone as well. He gets up and walks toward the direction of the camera. EXT Bank, day. An established shot of a bank. A 100-story skyscraper. Int. Bank, Mr. Harmon office, day. Tristan talks to the manager of the bank, Mr. Harmon, who is sitting behind his desk. Tristan, I have $52 billion in this bank. I need $250 million cash as soon as possible. Mr. Harmon, we have never withdrawn that amount of cash. But I'll be glad to talk to the head of the bank, Mr. Jordan. Tristan, go ahead, do it fast. Time is a factor. Mr. Harmon grabs the phone and makes a phone call. Mr. Harmon, on the phone, may I speak to Jeff? This is Ben. Female voice, off screen, please hold on a second. Int. Bank, underground, safe deposit room, day. Tristan, Mr. Harmon, and two bank security guards walk down the hallway that looks like a prison block. They come to a safe deposit room where Tristan money is kept. Mr. Harmon presses the code on the gate and opens the door. Mr. Harmon and Tristan enter. The guards wait at the entrance, making sure things go according to the plan. Vault. Mr. Harmon presses the code on the vault. The vault's door opens, revealing piles of money. Mr. Harmon takes out a stack of money that is marked $1 million. Mr. Harmon, here $250 million. Tristan puts the money in a small bag. EXT Bank, day. Tristan steps out of the bank, carrying the bag, and begins to walk toward his Mercedes convertible that is parked across the street. EXT Tristan's convertible, day. Tristan comes to his Mercedes, opens the door, gets behind the wheel, starts the car, and drives away. Int. Tristan's Mercedes convertible, moving, day. Close up, Tristan. He is talking on his cell phone while driving. Tristan, yes. I got the money. Where is it? John, off screen first, come to the harbor downtown Santa Barbara sharp 2 p.m. And when you get there, I'll give you a call. John hangs up the phone off screen. Tristan hangs up the phone as well, and focuses on the road. He's lost and confused. EXT Tristan's convertible, moving, day. A medium shot of Tristan's Mercedes moving at the direction of the camera. EXT Santa Barbara downtown, harbor, day. Tristan comes driving and parks his car at the seaport. There is a tourist boat. He looks at his watch. It's 3 p.m. His phone rings. Tristan picks it up. Tristan, on the phone, hello. John, off screen, step out of your vehicle and get into the tourist boat right in front of you. Tristan gets out of the car, walks up to the boat. EXT tourist boat, day. Tristan pays the clerk at the entrance, just hands him $400, tells him to keep the change and enters. The clerk puts the money in his pocket with smile. Tristan moves down the boat and stands in the middle of the deck. Boat, moving. The boat begins to move down the ocean. Then, out of nowhere comes a motorboat. It's driven by a man who is wearing a hooded sweatshirt and sunglasses. The man moves adjacent to the tourist boat. Tristan's cell phone rings. He picks it up. John, off screen, drop the money in the small boat. You have only 5 seconds to do it before the boat passes the bridge. Tristan comes to the barrier, drops the money in the motorboat. The motorboat turns around and drives away, the opposite direction. Tristan looks around. There is nothing that he can discern. He can only see tiny figures walking at the harbor. There is no trace of the man who claims to be John. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Tristan continues to look around. He then takes out his cell phone and makes a phone call. There is no answer. He hangs up. Tristan's convertible, moving, night. Tristan is behind the wheel, driving. He takes out his phone, makes another call, and talks without a sound. We can't hear what he's saying due to the music on the soundtrack. We then gradually pull out and take it with overhead shot, looking down the traffic and then the beautiful city of Santa Barbara at night. Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. An established shot of Tristan and Naomi's villa. Tristan's convertible. Tristan comes driving and parks his car in the garage. Tristan and Naomi's villa, garage, night. Tristan exits from his car and walks towards the direction of the camera. Tristan and Naomi's villa, living room, night. We see Naomi standing in front of the TV and watching the video of Tristan and Violet making love. Tristan opens the door off screen and enters. Tristan comes to the main living room and sees Naomi watching the video. He stands frozen. He thinks they blackmailed him despite the fact he paid them $250 million. Naomi watches a little bit, presses the stop button, and looks at Tristan with tears in her eyes. Naomi, broken-heartedly, please don't say anything. Just get out of the house. Tristan turns around, walks toward the gate, opens the door, and exits without saying anything. Naomi turns off the TV completely and walks toward upstairs. Staircase. Naomi climbs the staircase and goes to Julie's room. Julie's room. Julie is lying on the bed. She's awake. Naomi approaches her. Julie, where is Daddy? I heard his car in the garage. Naomi, he left. He has to go to work. Julie, is he returning? Naomi, no, he's not returning for a while. There is a silent moment. Julia then. Julie, does that mean I have to stay with Aunt Florence? I don't want to go to her house. She doesn't let me watch TV. Naomi, I'll call Mary. She'll come and stay with us. Do you feel better? Julie nods, whatever. Naomi kisses her daughter on the forehead. Naomi, good night. I'll see you tomorrow. She turns around and walks toward the camera, blacking the screen. Tristan and Naomi's villa, garage, night. Tristan sits in his car, thinking about his family, especially Julie. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. He then starts the car and reverses out of the garage. Tristan's Mercedes, moving, night. Tristan gets onto the street and drives down the neighborhood. Tristan's Mercedes, moving, day. An established shot of Tristan's car driving in the neighborhood. We take it with overhead shot looking down Tristan's Mercedes moving. Then the city of Santa Barbara, the building and the houses and the beaches on the Pacific coastline. Santa Barbara Beach, night. We see clear skies, bright moon, and sparkling stars. Tristan sits in the beach with a bottle of Scotch whiskey, Johnny Walker Blue Label. He is looking at the ocean. Tristan then drinks the liquor straight out of the bottle. For a moment, Tristan sees a vision. Violet appears out of the thin air, walks down the shoreline, toward him, and disappears before his eyes like a ghost. Tristan takes out a cigarette from his chest pocket, lights the cigarette, has a long drag, and exhales out the smoke while gazing at the ocean. We stay with him for a bit. Hilton Hotel, condominium, night. It's a luxurious condominium. We can see the city through the window. Tristan comes up to a private bar and grabs a Scotch, Chivas Regal, opens the top, pours the liquor in a glass, and takes a sip as he goes toward the porch. Hilton Hotel, condominium, porch, night. Tristan steps out, takes out his cell phone, and makes a call, looking at the spectacular view of the city from the porch. Larry's house, bedroom, night. Hilton Hotel, porch, night. Larry and Jessica are making love. Larry's cell phone rings. Larry reaches for his cell phone and checks who is calling. Larry, I'm sorry honey. I have to take this call. It's Tristan. Jessica, who is at the bottom, shows a slight of frustration as Larry rolls over. Jessica, why is he calling you in the middle of the night? Larry, that's what I'm going to find out. On the phone, hello. Note, we see both sides of the conversation. Tristan, on the phone it is Tristan. Larry, what's it, Tristan? Tristan, I need to talk to you. It's very important. Meet me at Luke's Tavern. Luke's Tavern, night. A glass building in the middle of the city. Luke's Tavern, night. Tristan and Larry sit at a table with 2 bottles of Heineken. Larry, I went to Venice Beach 2 weeks ago and saw this guy holding a sign that reads, hit me for 2 minutes and pay me $60. I gave him $100 and beat the living hell out of him for 2 minutes. I was mad at something, mad at myself. You know, I'm trying to quit that disease, Columbia marching powder that the good citizens of South America call cocaína. Plus, smoking is killing me. They all are eating my soul alive. You know, my brain keeps bugging me. I need this. I need that. I said, fuck you. I'm not going out like my old man, a drug addict who died at the age of 50 with lung cancer. So, I went there again, and beat the living hell of him again. And gave him $500. But what I didn't know was the guy is a mixed martial artist. He was having a bad luck, came to Hollywood from Russia to be a stuntman. But without a paper, without friends and a family, he ended up in the street, doing that shit, allowing people to hit him like a condemned soul. I mean, I am not saying I took pity on him. If he decides to go out and let people beat him, that is his choice. He's making $900 per hour. But it was me whom I was worried about, the demons inside my skull. I couldn't beat my addiction. My brain cells can't stop singing Bohemian Rhapsody. I decided to bring him to my house, and to teach me martial art. And when he's not teaching, to drive Jessica around, like a personal bodyguard / chauffeur. Tristan, you do what you have to do. You just have to make peace with yourself at all costs. Larry, that's true. Changes his demeanor, but still I must say a guy has to have a rock in his head the size of Comet to stand and take a beating like a sandbag. Tristan, I hear you. Larry, he's teaching me Russian Sambo, one of the deadliest martial art. But I bet you. I have seen you doing your thing. You'll probably kick his ass with your style, whatchamacallit. Tristan, it's nothing. I don't do it anymore. Larry, it's Taekwondo. Tristan, Jeet Kune Do. Larry, yeah. Jeet Kune Do. It was found by Bruce Lee, wasn't it? Tristan nods his head yes. They take sips from their beers. Larry, anyway, you were trying to tell me something earlier, what's it? Tristan, never mind. It's nothing. Larry, you called me in the middle of the night, saying you want to talk to me. It's urgent. That can't be nothing. Tristan, forget it. I'll tell you some other time. Larry, tell me now. What is it? Tristan, it's just this crazy idea that I got for a video game. You know, speaking hypothetically, suppose you go to a conference in San Francisco. You meet a beautiful girl in a bar. She takes you to her place. She cooks for you. You end up sleeping with her. In the morning, you find yourself next to her dead body, someone has stabbed her with a knife while you were sleeping. You didn't do it. But you find the knife on your hand and blood all over your clothes. What would you do? Larry, let me see. I went to a conference. I met a girl. She took me to her place. We fucked. In the morning, I found her dead next to me. Man. I would just take all the evidence that points toward me, and walk away. Tristan, it's easier said than done. Larry, you are not talking about that girl who was found stabbed to death the other day in San Francisco. Tristan, I was the last person who saw her alive. Larry, that's sad. Tristan, that's not the worst news. This morning, someone sent me a video of the girl and I making love that they secretly recorded. And a note that says, to pay them $250 million. Or they will expose me. To make a long story short, I paid them $250 million in cash. But they still chose to blackmail me, sending the video to my wife. That's why I'm here. She kicked me out, Larry. Larry, wait. You're not joking, are you? Tristan, I wish it were a joke but it is not. I tried to call her. However, she is not answering her phone. I need someone to go to the house and talk to her that I was set up. There is a silent moment. Larry looks at Tristan, expecting Tristan to send someone who is an expert with those kinds of things. Larry, off Tristan's look what? Do you want me to go and talk to her? Tristan, just tell her to give me a chance to explain my side of the story. And how sorry I am. I still love her more than life itself. Larry, joking what, don't you write it down the last part? More than life thing? Off Tristan's look, I'm kidding. I'll go talk to her first thing in the morning. Till then, you can stay in my place. Tristan, it's okay. I am staying at the Hilton Hotel. They continue to talk as we pull out with nice camera work. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, kitchen/dining room, morning. Larry sits at the breakfast table. Julie is sitting at the same table with a glass of orange juice. Naomi is at the kitchen, making breakfast, shrimp, tomato, and herb scrambled eggs. She came up with recipe. It tastes delicious. Naomi, talking to Larry, I couldn't believe he went out and fucked a prostitute behind my back. I don't know how many girls he has fucked, 10, 20, 100. Larry, please, Naomi. You shouldn't say that in the presence of Julie. Naomi places the meal in 2 separate plates and comes up to the breakfast table, talking. Naomi, no. Let her stay. She must hear this. It's over. There is nothing between him and me. I've already talked to my lawyer to file for a divorce. She places the plates in front of them. Larry, why don't you give him a second chance? Naomi, that's all I asked of him, to be honest with me. But everything is lies, cheating, and sex with him. Larry, we all make mistake. Naomi, did you watch the video? Not only did he fuck her 4 hours, but he was also talking about leaving me. If I see her, I swear I'll kill that bitch. Larry, surprised, didn't you know she is dead? Naomi grabs a cigarette from the kitchen table, lights the cigarette, takes a drag, and exhales out the smoke. Naomi, is she really? Larry, they found her dead. She was in the news few days ago. Naomi, there is God. I hope her soul burn in hell for eternity. Larry, someone stabbed her 10 times. Tristan was set up. Whoever sent you the video didn't send you everything. Tristan was standing there with the knife. They told him if he didn't pay them $250 million, they would expose him. Tristan paid them. But they still went out and sent you the video for their amusement. Tristan is innocent. Naomi, how can you say he is innocent? He cheated on me. He probably killed her. Larry, you know Tristan better than I do. He is incapable of such violent. Opens a file and gives Naomi a photo of Violet's dead body. Here. We copied it straight from the video, to pursue legal action. In case, they asked him for more money. Naomi looks at the photo, covering her mouth in shock, turns her eyes, and looks at Julie. Naomi, Julie. Go to your room. You're not going to school today. Julie, why, Mammy? We're supposed to go to a field trip to Disneyland. Naomi, just go to your room. You'll go some other time. Off Julie's look. I'll take you myself. Julie gets up from her chair. Naomi, take your breakfast with you. Julie grabs her breakfast and leaves the room. Naomi continues to look at the photo in disbelief. Int. San Francisco morgue, night. Violet script. Agent Johnson, wearing FBI jacket, and Dr. Jacobson, 42, come to the morgue. Dr. Jacobson opens the door, slides out the pallet, and pulls down the sheet. Agent Johnson will be referred by his real name Robert Cash from this point on. Robert, look at the naked autopsy of Violet. He takes out a paper from his file. Robert, hear the report. They'll come and take the autopsy. Dr. Jacobson takes the paper, slides the pallet back into the crypt, and closes the door. EXT San Francisco morgue, night. Robert, Agent Douglas, whose actual name is Thomas Morris aka Tommy, and a man named Matthew Foster disguised as FBI agents, exit the hospital with Violet autopsy on a medical stretcher and go to an unmarked FBI van. EXT unmarked FBI van, day. A girl named Amy Taylor, 26, can be seen sitting behind the wheel. She is smoking cigarette. Robert, who is holding the medical chart, opens the back door. Tommy and Matthew carry Violet's autopsy that's zipped in a body bag and put it in the car. We see a surveillance camera recording the activity. Robert shuts the back door. Tommy and Matthew get in the back seat. Robert gets in the passenger seat. The van drives away. Int. Unmarked FBI van, moving, day. Robert, Tommy, and Matthew remove their fake beards, mustaches, and wigs and put them aside. They look different persons. EXT unmarked FBI van, moving, night. An established shot of the van as it drives in the street of San Francisco. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down the Golden Gate Bridge and the city of San Francisco in the night. Int. San Francisco Police Department, Captain Carter office, day. Captain William Carter sits behind his desk, looking at the picture of Violet's dead body. We see Detective Smith and Detective Bradley sitting at the opposite end of the desk. Captain Carter puts the picture aside. Cap Carter, are you guys saying her body just disappeared in a thin air? Detective Bradley, no, 3 guys came to the hospital disguised as FBI, gave them a fake file, and took the body. Captain Carter, where did they take her body? Detective Smith, we don't know where they took it. Takes out photos of the perpetrators from his file, here. These are the photos that we got from the surveillance camera at the morgue. Detective Smith hands him. Captain Carter looks at them. Captain Carter, did you identify any of them? Detective Smith, no. But we handed out their sketches for every city and state police officer in California. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. They continue to talk as we pull out from the station. EXT graveyard, dusk. Matthew and Tommy are in the middle of digging a grave hole. We see the dead body of Violet lying on the dirt. On the soundtrack, music continues to play. Robert comes to the grave with a container full of gas, benzene. Matthew and Tommy then put their shovels aside, drag Violet's dead body, pick up the corpse, and throw it in the grave. Robert pours gas on Violet's dead body, lights a match, and sets it on fire. They all stand and watch as the body continues to burn into ashes. Robert then gives them a nod. Matthew and Tommy put the sand back into the grave. Int. City Hall, divorce courtroom, day. Naomi, her lawyer Andy Houston, Tristan, and his divorce lawyer John Murphy sit at a table facing Judge Hamilton, who is sitting at the same table and looking at a document original petition for divorce. Judge Hamilton, respondent agrees to give her $31 billion, the house, Naomi restaurant, and a full child custody of Julie, due to irreconcilable differences. Is that right? John, yes. Your Honor. Judge Hamilton, does petitioner have anything to add? Mr. Houston, no. Your Honor. Judge Hamilton, okay. Both parties sign here. Both Naomi and Tristan sign the final decree of divorce. EXT Victoria Club, night. An established shot of the building with the sign Victoria in red fluorescent light. Int. Victoria Club, night. It's a seductive club, bar, and restaurant. On the stage, a girl named Annette Spencer sings Bette Midler's classic The Rose. We see people sitting at tables enjoying their outings, dancing, chatting, etc. Our camera pan to Robert, Matthew, Tommy, and Amy, who are sitting at the VIP table with whiskeys, martini, and Heineken. They are making a new plan. Robert is looking at something in his laptop. Robert, to Amy, have you seen Vivian lately? Amy, No. Robert, where did she disappear? Amy, I called her on her a couple of times. She didn't answer. I went to her apartment. She wasn't there. Robert, fuck that bitch. She is a cunt. If she wants to quit, let her quit. We'll do it without her. Robert turns his laptop to Matthew and Tommy. Robert, okay. Our next target is cybertech James Harris. On Robert's laptop, we see the photo of James Harris. Robert, he's one of the richest men in the world, worth roughly $90 billion. Amy. You will go after him. The next few weeks, we are going to go out and do a lot of researches about what he likes, what turns him on, who he knows. Our camera dexterously pulls out and comes to Annette Spencer, who continues to sing Bette Midler's The Rose. Close up, Annette. She continues to sing like an angel. We stay with her for a bit. EXT Santa Barbara, beach, night. A splendid take of the city of Santa Barbara at the coastline of Pacific Ocean. The camera zooms into the beach. We find Tristan talking a long walk down the shoreline. On the soundtrack, the actual Bette Midler's The Rose plays melodiously. Tristan is reflecting. Superimpose. Montage. Flashback. We see the following scenes in between Tristan's walk. Early sunset. Tristan and Naomi take a walk in a remote beach at Playa de la Concha, San Sebastian. Tristan and Naomi stand lips to lip. They talk between soft kisses. Out of nowhere, Tristan produces a diamond ring, gets down with his knee, and asks Naomi to marry him. She accepts with joy. He places the ring on her ring finger. Tristan and Naomi kiss. The Republic of Fiji. Tristan and Naomi are in the middle of getting married at a small chapel next to the Pacific Ocean, doing their vow. A priest weds them. Tristan then places the ring on Naomi's finger. Tristan and Naomi then kiss before the priest says, "You may kiss the bride." Hospital, Naomi giving birth to Julie. Tristan holds her hand as she goes to labor, a doctor delivering the baby, etc. Hospital, Tristan and Naomi with the baby, Julie. Home, Tristan holding a 2 months Julie at home and Naomi cooking at the kitchen. Naomi comes to Tristan. They talk, looking at the baby. Then Tristan, carrying Julie, and Naomi kiss. Then comes Violet and Tristan talking at the bar. Tristan and Violet cooking in the kitchen. Tristan and Violet taking a walk in the city of San Francisco. Tristan and Violet dancing at the kitchen. They then kiss. Back to beach. Tristan continues to walk down the beach. On the soundtrack, we continue to hear The Rose. Int. Skynet headquarters, Tristan's office, day. Tristan sits behind his computer, looking at Violet's story on the web. One headline reads, "The mysterious disappears of Violet's body." Tristan reads the story. Then there is a knock on the door. Tristan, come in. Tristan's secretary Jennifer Love enters. Jennifer, 2 cops want to talk to you. Tristan, let them in. She exits the office. Tristan turns off his computer, gets up from his chair, walks around the desk, and stands in front of the desk facing the door. At the entrance, Detective Smith and Detective Bradley enter, escorted by Jennifer. She then leaves in the background. Detective Smith, extending his arm high. I'm Detective Smith. Tristan takes Detective Smith's hand, greeting. Detective Bradley, Detective Bradley. Tristan, hi. They greet. Detective Smith, we came to ask you a few questions regarding to the death of Violet Nicholson. Detective Bradley takes out the photos from his file. Detective Bradley, here, we got the surveillance photos of you and the victim at Ralph's supermarket in San Francisco a day before she was found murdered. Detective Bradley gives the photo to Tristan. He looks at it. Detective Smith, that's you. Am I correct? Tristan says nothing. Detective Bradley, we also got your voice on 911 call that you made and run it with the speech you gave in San Francisco in voice recognition software. It turns out they have the same phonemes. Tristan says nothing. Detective Bradley, we can take you to downtown and let the Santa Barbara police have word with you. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic. You can download it at www.panopreter.com. Or you can tell us what happened at night. We are from San Francisco Police Department. Tristan, I am sorry. I refuse to say anything without the presence of my lawyer. Detective Bradley, so be it. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Do you understand these rights? Tristan says nothing. Detective Bradley cuffs him. Int. Santa Barbara Police Station, interrogation room, day. Detective Smith and Detective Bradley question Tristan. Detective Smith, tell us how you got yourself into this mess. Tristan, I refuse to say anything till I see my lawyer. Detective Bradley, you and your wife just divorced 6 weeks ago. You gave her more than 70% of your fortune, about $40 billion, plus full child custody. What is the story behind that righteousness? Tristan, you guys are wasting your time. I didn't kill her. Detective Smith, so, who killed her? Tristan, I don't know. There is a pause. Detective Bradley, okay. Why did you call 911? Tristan, I won't say anything till I speak to my lawyer. I will take the 5th. Int. Santa Barbara PD, interrogation room, corridor, day. Captain Justin, and Detective Emerson and Detective Preston from Santa Barbara Police Department and District Attorney Eric Spencer watch the interrogation through the glass window. Tristan's lawyer Kevin appears in the hallway with a briefcase. Kevin, what's up, Justin? Captain Justin, nothing much. They greet. Kevin, where is my client? Captain Justin, he's at the interrogation room. He said he wouldn't speak till he talks to you. He took the 5th Amendment. Kevin, I had better have few words with him. Captain Justin, that's not a bad idea. Kevin opens the door. Int. Santa Barbara Police Department, interrogation room, day. Kevin enters the room. Detective Smith and Detective Bradley look at him. Kevin, I'm sorry. I'm his lawyer. Kevin puts his briefcase on the table and sits next to his client. Detective Bradley, to Tristan, you were there in her house at the night of the murder. We found your fingerprints at the bedroom. Kevin, you guys are wasting my client time. You have no case without the body. Detective Bradley, that's beside the point. We still have the pictures of the victim taken at the crime scene. We can still prosecute him for murder. Kevin, I would like to see you trying that. The law requires that you have the victim's body to get conviction. Detective Bradley, what do you know about the law? Have you been to the courtroom at all? It distinctly says, it is equally clear that the fact of death, like any other fact, he can be proved guilty by circumstantial evidence, like fingerprint, hair sample, the pictures of the victims that are taken at the crime scene. He's looking at life without parole unless he talks. Detective Smith, we just want him to tell us the truth. What happened that night? He is the one who called 911. Kevin, he has nothing to say. You don't have a body. You don't have a case. Anybody can come up with fake crime scene photos, here in Hollywood. If you guys are going to charge him, go ahead. Give us the court paper. Otherwise don't waste my client time. He didn't do it. Int. Santa Barbara PD, interrogation room, corridor, day. Close up, Eric. District Attorney Eric doesn't like it. Eric, we don't have enough evidence. We might have to let him go. It is hard to convict anyone without the body. Montage. On the soundtrack, Oasis's Wonderwall plays. Conference room. Tristan, standing next to the projector, talks about a new Skynet product. Mr. Jones, Larry, and other Peach and Skynet employees sit around the table while taking notes and listening to the presentation. Tristan seems ill. He excuses them, walks toward the exit, opens the door, and leaves. Men's bathroom. Tristan comes up to the faucet, washes his face, and looks at his image through the mirror, as if he were telling himself, come on. Collect yourself. Villa. A real estate agent named Loretta shows Tristan a new multimillions dollars house. McDonald's. Tristan and Julie sit in the booth and have chicken sandwich, fries, and sodas. Julie is in the middle of telling Tristan a story. Tristan listens to her wisely. Animals graveyard. Tristan and Julie stand at a gravesite, holding a pair of white roses. It's the gravesite of Duke, Jack Russell Terrier dog. We see the picture of Duke on the grave. Tristan and Julie place pick roses on the grave. Movie theater, private screening. Tristan and Julie sit in the middle of the theater alone, watching The Wizard of Oz starring Judy Garland. Restaurant. Tristan sits at the table with a glass of wine. At the entrance, Naomi, wearing a splendid gold translucent dress, steps in. Tristan sees her and gets up from his chair. Naomi walks up to him. They kiss on the cheeks. Tristan pulls a chair for her. Naomi sits at the table. Tristan returns to his seat. The waitress comes to their table with 2 menus. Naomi tells the waitress she is fine. Tristan tells the waitress he is fine too. He just needs another glass of red wine. The waitress takes his order and leaves in the background. Tristan and Naomi talk. Naomi then takes out a wedding ring from her purse, and places it on the table. Naomi says, bye, gets up, and leaves. Tristan looks at the ring defeated. Tristan's Mercedes. Tristan drives in the highway of California. Cut to, Tristan continues to drive. But this time, he is driving in the Golden Gate Bridge. He moves a little bit farther and pulls over at the side of the road, emergency lane. Tristan opens the car's door, exits from the automobile, and begins to walk down the bridge. On the soundtrack, Percy Sledge's When a Man Loves a Woman comes replacing Oasis's Wonderwall. Tristan then stops, takes out the knife that he was carrying earlier from his pocket, throws it in the ocean, turns around, and continues to walk down the sidewalk, away from his car. Santa Barbara Beach, morning. We see Tristan jogging down the shoreline at Santa Barbara Beach, getting in shape. Santa Barbara Elementary School. Tristan comes driving and parks his car at the open parking garage. He gets out of the car, walks towards the auditorium. Int. Auditorium, day. We see Julie in the middle of a play, Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. She is playing Hermia. Tristan walks in, moves down the auditorium, and sits at the front, a seat that Jennifer's, his secretary, saved for him. Julie looks at Tristan and smiles with joy. She then focuses on the play. Montage. Tristan's Mercedes. Tristan is standing next to his car. Julie walks up to him. Tristan says something to her. Then out of nowhere, Tristan produces a new Jack Russell Terrier dog, Duke 2. Julie looks at him in awe. Tristan gives Julie the dog. She takes the dog and kisses it as the dog licks her face. Circus. Tristan and Julie sit in the middle and watch a magician and a lion performing tricks. Skynet. An established shot of a new Skynet building. Interior. Conference room. Tristan stands next to the projector, showing them a new advanced Skynet feature, a software program that convert a regular video into hologram. He seems more confident than ever. Larry and other Skynet employees sit around the table, listening to the presentation while taking notes. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. Tristan's Mercedes. Tristan comes driving and parks his car in front of the house. He gets out of the car with a bottle of wine and a red rose, walks up to the gate, and rings the bell. Tristan and Naomi's villa. Naomi, wearing a sexy dark red gown, comes across the living room, opens the door, revealing Tristan. She lets him in. Tristan walks in. Tristan and Naomi kiss on the cheeks. He gives her the rose. She takes the rose. They come to the dining room. On the dinner table, we see candlelight, 2 wine glasses, a bottle of Chateau Lafite wine. She asks him to sit. He sits at the dinner table. Naomi goes to the kitchen, grabs 2 plates of creamy chicken and cranberry pecan wild rice from the chicken counter, and returns to the dinner table. Naomi places the meal in front of Tristan and puts the other plate on her side. Naomi then grabs the wine, opens the top, pours the wine in the glasses, for Tristan and for herself. Naomi sits at the table. Tristan and Naomi begin to eat talking. Tristan says something. She says something. Tristan gives her a compliment. Naomi smiles in beauty. Living room. Tristan and Naomi have done eating. They are drinking scotch while talking and smiling. On the soundtrack, You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift plays melodiously. Tristan then gives Naomi his hand. She takes his hand. They come to the open floor and begin to dance slow. They dance till halfway to the song. Then Tristan gets closer and kisses Naomi on the lips. She kisses him as well. They kiss more intimately. Yet Naomi breaks the kiss. Naomi tells him she is not ready. She goes to the door, opens the gate, and asks him to leave. Tristan leaves gently. Naomi closes the door and stands with her back leaning against the door. Her eyes are filled with tears. She closes her eyes. A pair of tears fall by her cheeks. On the soundtrack, Sting's Shape of My Heart comes replacing Taylor Swift's You Belong to Me. Photo gallery party. We see a gathering of people standing with glasses of champagnes and mingling. Larry talks to 2 attractive girls. At the entrance, Tristan walks in. Larry looks at him. Tristan sees him. Larry excuses the girls and walks up to Tristan. Tristan and Larry greet with style. Larry takes Tristan and introduces him to the girls. They all greet and talk. But Tristan seems lost in thought. Photo gallery party, later. Tristan, holding a glass of champagne, looks at the photographs, amazing portraits of nude girls, while walking. Tristan then sees a portrait of a nude girl who looks exactly like Violet. Tristan stops and looks at it for a long second. Then out of nowhere appears the girl on the photo. She looks quite like Violet. But she is a different person. Her name is Diana. She is pretty as Violet. Diana excuses Tristan and introduces herself. Yet he thinks nothing compares to Violet. Nevertheless, Tristan and Diana strike up a conversation. Restaurant. Tristan and Diana sit at the table in candlelight with glasses of wines. They are in the middle of conversation. On the stage, a man named Calvin sings Sting's Shape of My Heart. We stay with Tristan and Diana for a bit. Sidewalk. Tristan and Diana take a walk, talking, and smiling. On the soundtrack, the actual Sting Shape of My Heart returns. Tristan then sees Naomi with another man, Billy, sitting in a restaurant through the window. Tristan tells Diana something. He waves his hand for a taxi. A cab pulls next to them. Tristan opens the cab's door. He kisses Diana on the cheek and asks her to get in. Diana gets in. Tristan tells Diana bye, and closes the door. He takes out $200 and pays the taxi driver through the passenger window. The cab driver takes the money and drives away, leaving Tristan on the foreground of the screen. Tristan crosses the street, walks down the sidewalk, and enters a bar. Bar. Tristan sits at the balcony with a glass of whiskey. We see customers enjoying their drinks. Tristan takes out a cigarette from his chest pocket, lights the cigarette, and smokes as he drinks. Then a girl named Emily comes to the bar. Emily looks at Tristan. It is a familiar face. She starts a conversation. Tristan tries to be nice to her. Then her boyfriend Jack comes out of nowhere, behind Tristan, hits Tristan with his shoulder, and tells him that Emily is his girl. Tristan says nothing. Emily comes between Tristan and Jack to stop them from fighting. Jack tosses Emily away like a doll. Tristan gets up to defend himself. Jack pushes Tristan. Tristan tries to collect his composure. Jack throws a punch. But Tristan moves aside dexterously and hits Jack with a deadly Jeet Kune Do on the side of his neck. Jack falls down unconscious. Across the bar, 4 of Jack's buddies look at their friend on the floor. They get up and approach Tristan, who wishes to be left alone. Tristan holds his ground. The first guy comes at him swinging. Tristan easily steps aside, strikes him with a swift karate chop on his throat and hits him on temple with another deadly Jeet Kune Do. The second guy comes at him with a knife. Tristan twists the guy's arm, makes him drop the knife and hits him on back of his head. The last two guys come after Tristan, one comes from the front. The other comes from the back. Tristan punches the first guy on the nose. The guy holds his nose, bleeding. At the same time, Tristan turns around and hits the other guy in the chest where his heart is located. The guys freeze holding his heart. Then both guys, favoring their wound, walk away in hurry, exit the bar while leaving their unconscious friends on the floor. Tristan comes to the bar and asks the bartender for a drink. The bartender grabs a bottle of Glenfiddich, opens the top and pours it in a glass, double. The bartender places the drink in front of Tristan. Tristan drinks everything in one breath, pays the bartender $400 for the drinks as well as the damage that he has caused, and walks away. Club. We see people dancing like there is no tomorrow. Tristan sits at the bar with glass of martini. A girl named Christina approaches him and introduces herself. Tristan and Christina greet and talk. Tristan's new house. Tristan sleeps on the sofa. On the floor, we see 2 empty glasses of whiskey and an empty bottle of Black Label. The TV is on. Vertigo starring James Stewart and Kim Novak is playing. Our camera comes to the kitchen. Kitchen. Christina, wearing Tristan's shirt and underwear, is at the refrigerator. She grabs a gallon of milk, closes the refrigerator, opens the milk, and pours the milk in a bowl of cereal, Honey Nut Clusters, General Mills. She then puts the milk back in the refrigerator, closes the refrigerator's door, grabs the cereal, and returns to the living room. Living room. Christian comes to a thick glass coffee table, places the cereal on the glass coffee table, wakes Tristan up. Tristan gets up and sits properly. Christina grabs the cereal from the coffee table, sits on the coffee table, and begins to feed Tristan in between eating herself. Tristan eats from her spoon, 2 times. He then takes the bowl from her hand, gives her his other hand. She takes his hand and sits on his laps as he puts the bowl aside, on a small coffee table. Tristan and Christina begin to kiss. Then on the TV, Tristan sees Madeline and Scotty kiss in Vertigo. He parts his lips, puts Christina on the sofa, gets up, walks toward the exit. Tristan opens the door and exits. He comes to the front porch and sits on the step, looking at the morning stardust. We don't know if he feels guilty or missed Violet or his family. He seems sad. Seconds, Christina steps out of the living room, comes, and sits next to him. We stay with them for a bit. EXT Cafe, day. Tristan and Larry sit at the table, outside sitting area with black coffee, cafe macchiatos, French butter croissant and blueberry muffins. Larry, enjoying blueberry muffin and cafe macchiatos. It's time for you to go out and see real people. Tristan, I'm okay, Larry. I'm doing great by myself. Larry, come on, Tristan. You can't jerk off life. It'll eventually catch up with you. Tristan, it has already caught up with me. I am running away from myself as far as I can, physically as well as emotionally. Larry, I'll tell you how the universe works, the 3 physical laws of motion as well as molecular biology and chemistry. First law, the velocity of a body remains constant unless the body is acted upon by an external force. You see a girl, if you don't act upon it, the moment will pass you by. Second law, the acceleration of a body is parallel and directly proportional to the net force, and inversely proportional to the mass. You meet a girl. You ask her what she desires above everything, and reach her heart. Third law, the mutual forces of action and reaction between 2 bodies are equal, opposite, and collinear. During sex, you give pleasure, you receive pleasure, basically you submit to all pleasures that you can experience, and give her the best orgasm of her life. Tristan then sees a girl who looks exactly like Violet walking down the sidewalk, across the street. Tristan, excuse me, Larry. I have to go. Tristan gets up, takes out $100. Larry, where are you going? Tristan, I don't know where I am going. My brain keeps playing tricks on me. Tristan places the money on the table. Tristan, I'll see you later. Tristan leaves the coffee shop and begins to follow the girl from a fair distance. A medium shot of Tristan as he follows the girl who is walking in the opposite street of the sidewalk. The girl crosses a traffic light at the opposite street. Tristan begins to cross the first street, dodging the traffic, cars that are moving both direction, honking at him. Tristan successfully crosses the street and continues to follow her few blocks down. The girl turns at a block, crosses another street, and enters at Nordstrom department store. Tristan crosses the street and walks into the store as well. Int. Nordstrom department store, day. A typical Nordstrom department store. Tristan looks for the girl. He sees her standing on the perfume section and testing perfume. Tristan walks up to her. Tristan, hi. The girl, acting confused, hi. Tristan, Violet. The girl, I don't know what you are talking about. Tristan, cut the chase. I know it's you. Violet, I'm sorry. You must have mistaken me with some other person. He grabs her arm. Tristan, come outside. He begins to escort her toward the exit. Violet, let me go. What do you want? Tristan, we must talk. EXT Nordstrom department store, day. Tristan drags the girl outside. Tristan, who are you really? The girl, I don't know who you think I am. I'm Vivian. Tristan, you can't fool me. I know you. We met at the bar in San Francisco. You took me to your apartment and cooked for me. You know the rest of the story? But what I don't understand is how you did it. Who is that dead girl on the bed? The girl, my name is Vivian. Takes out her ID from her purse. Here, you can check my ID. It says Vivian Reed. You must have mistaken me with some other person. Tristan takes her ID and checks it out. He then looks at her eyes. He knows it is her. How can he forget that beautiful piercing eyes? He will remember them as long as he lives. And she knows he hasn't forgotten her a bit. Tristan, this is a fake ID. You ruined my life. At least, tell me what happened. I'm entitled to know the truth. You're Violet. I know you are Violet. The girl, no, I am not Violet. Tristan, okay. What's that tattoo, Indian deity, doing on your arm? She is defeated, says nothing. Tristan, I'm not mad at you, Violet. But I need explanation. Tell me I'm daydreaming. Because I am actually seeing you in black and white at this moment. Violet, can we go somewhere else and talk? Tristan looks at her soul straight through her eyes for a long second. He can feel his heart beating on her irises. Violet looks at him as well. EXT Polaris Bar and Restaurant, night. An established shot of Polaris Bar and Restaurant in the middle of the city. Int. Polaris Bar and Restaurant, night. Tristan and Violet sit at the table with glasses of wine. On the stage, a girl named Amanda sings Rihanna's Only Girl. Tristan, how did you do it? Violet, I had a twin sister named Mia. 2 weeks before I meet you, she died with cocaine overdose. Robert thought he could con you. Tristan, wait, who is Robert? Violet, he is my ex-boyfriend. Tommy and he came up with the plan. They told me to seduce you, then take you to the bed, and put drug in your drink. Flashback. Int. Violet's apartment, night. Living room, bar. Violet pours a scotch, Chevy Regal, in 2 separate glasses. She then adds a drug in one of the glasses. And takes the drinks to the bedroom. Bedroom. Tristan is lying on the bed smoking Chesterfield while watching movie Pulp Fiction starring John Travolta, Samuel Jackson, Uma Thurman, and Bruce Willis. Violet returns to the bedroom with the drinks and gives him the scotch. Tristan eventually drinks it after pillow talk, soft kisses, and foreplay, and Violet falling in his arm, kissing, etc. All that's lovey-dove. Back to the restaurant. Close up, Violet and Tristan. Violet, you fell asleep. They placed her body next to you. The next day, when you awaked up, you thought it was me who died. They then blackmailed you for $250 million. Tristan, I paid them. Why did they send the video to my wife? Violet, they have nothing to do with it. I am the one who sent the video to your wife. I thought I was in love with you, and knew you were going to leave me the next day and never return. I mean, you came to my life and changed the way I felt about love forever. I felt I couldn't live without you. There is a silent moment. On the stage, Amanda begins to sing Roberta Flack, I Feel Like Making Love to You. Tristan stares at her eyes. She looks at him with seduction. Tristan can't help falling in love with her all over again. There is a strong attraction between the two heartthrobs that turns the ice in Neptune into a boiling water and steam. They continue to gaze at each other's eyes as if they want to kiss and make love at the spot. Then on the soundtrack, the actual Roberta Flack I Feel Like Making Love to You plays melodiously. Int. Tristan's new house, living room, night. The door opens from outside revealing Tristan and Violet. They are kissing passionately. They enter the room. Tristan picks her up, she wraps her legs around him as they continue to make out with a passionate kiss. They come to the dining room. Tristan puts Violet on the dinner table, rips opens her shirt. She is not wearing a bra. Her 2 sweet breasts come out like 2 soft fruit in a virtual reality universe, hanging on her chest with temptation. She opens his shirt. Tristan takes off her underwear. They kiss more passionately. He then picks her up, gets her against the wall and enters her as they begin to make love. Close up, Tristan and Violet. They kiss passionately as they continue to make love. Int. Tristan's new house, bedroom, night. Tristan and Violet continue to make love with Roberta Flack I Feel Like Making Love to You. It's sensual, seductive, and passionate. Note, we'll stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with various sexual positions. EXT Tristan's new house, bathtub, night. Tristan and Violet sit in a bathtub outside. Tristan is behind. She is resting on his chest. The tube is surrounded with candles. There are 2 glasses of red wine on the floor. Violet, I heard someone once quoted, a master is a quite different cat. It's the one who seizes the day. Opportunity in time, to create avenues of realities and emotion that are unborn. Reality is unborn. The day becomes fertilization of infinite models. Tristan, that's something. Violet, anyway, that was the best sex of my life. They exchange soft kisses. Tristan, how is that? Violet, I can't explain it. I was in nirvana for hours. Tristan, I don't believe you. Violet, I think I am beginning to doubt if there is life after death. Our reward is on this earth, on this lifetime. Tristan, so does our punishment. I thought you were dead. I just gave up on life. My soul died inside my heart. You have no idea how happy that I am to see you. Tristan kisses her on the cheek. There is a pause. She then. Violet, I wasn't completely honest with you. I don't have a twin. The body was a clone. Tristan, confused, what are you talking about? Violet, you see, Matthew is a scientist. He is the one who makes human clones. But every human clone that he makes, they don't live that long. They have only 3 days lifespan. They eventually die with heart failure. Flashback. Int. Matthew's house, basement laboratory, day. Matthew is making a human clone. We see the clone of Violet in advanced human incubate glass box, which executes clone directly into adulthood. Violet is with him assisting, so does Robert and Tommy. But they are not really assisting him. They are just standing and watching the result. Violet, voiceover. There are 3 types of human cloning: therapeutic cloning, reproductive cloning, and adult cloning. Therapeutic cloning involves cloning cells from an adult. Reproductive cloning involves making cloned humans. But adult cloning allows clones to incubate directly into adulthood. Matthew checks the clone of Violet heartbeat with his stethoscope. It's good. EXT Tristan's new house, bathtub, night. Back to Violet and Tristan. Violet, Robert then tried to do the same thing to cybertech mega billionaire James Harris with Amy. Tristan, who is Amy? Violet, she is one of us. Amy has been with Robert for a while. It's a team, consists of Robert, Tommy, Matthew, Amy, and I. Robert and Tommy usually play FBI, or government agents. They are the one who stole the clone from the morgue. Matthew is a scientist. He makes the clone. Amy and I seduce the target. Amy has done it quite few times. I just did it once. And it was with you. I fell in love and quit. But Amy went out and did it with James Harris. Robert and Tommy tried to blackmail him with a video of him having sex with Amy. Flashback. Int. Cybertech, James Harris's office, day. We see the same charismatic man that we saw at the beginning of the movie. James Harris, the CEO of Cybertech, sitting behind his desk and looking at a video of him engaging in sexual activity with Amy, standing next to the dead clone, making phone calls. His 2 goons, Raymond and Peter, walking in and taking the dead clone. Etc. James's phone rings. He picks it up and listens to what the person in the other end has to say, and responds. James then hangs up and makes a call. Note, on the soundtrack, we hear Mozart's Symphony No. 1 in E-flat major, K16 throughout the flashback. Int. The Pentagon, General Richard Paul's office, day. /int. Cybertech, James's office, day. General Richard Paul oversees all terrorists active inside the US as well as outside the country, fight terror with terror, carrying out an unauthorized hit and other things that are involved national security at the highest level. He is sitting at his huge glass office with all kind of advanced electronic devices that we can only be found in the future world, supercomputers, satellite surveillance, video screens, digital maps, and other. Richard answers the phone. Note, we do a split screen. James and Richard talk. We can't hear what they are saying due to Mozart's Symphony No. 1 in E-flat major, K16 on the soundtrack. James says something. Richard responds in ease. They both hang up the phone. We stay with General Richard at the Pentagon. General Richard makes a call. Int. The Pentagon, General Richard's office, day. /int. Jason's office, day. Jason is an independent contractor. But sometimes he works for the government. He hires private investigators, professional hitmen, and mercenaries, known by his first name, Jason, throughout the movie. At the office, we see a private detective named Bruce Tacker, who is sitting at the opposite end of the desk. Jason is looking at the photos of unidentified person, who is shot in the head. Then. Jason's phone rings. He puts the pictures aside and picks up the phone. Note, we see both sides of conversation in split screen. Richard says something. Jason replies. Richard adds. Jason responds. Then they both hang up the phones. We stay with Jason. Jason tells Bruce that he has a job for him. EXT Tristan's new house, bathroom, night. Back to Violet and Tristan. Violet, they tracked them down and killed Amy, Robert, and Tommy. They took Matthew away with them. Flashback. EXT Evita restaurant, day. An established shot of Evita coffee shop. 4-wheel SUV GMC. Robert, Matthew, Tommy, and Amy come driving and park next to the restaurant. They open the door and begin to exit. Across the street, we see a 2018 Volvo parked. EXT Volvo, day. Bruce is behind the wheel with a camera. He is photographing Robert, Matt, Tommy, and Amy as they get out of the car, moving down the sidewalk, entering into the restaurant. We see photo frame freezes on Robert, Matt, Tommy, and Amy. Int. Bruce's car, day. Bruce is looking at the photos of Robert, Tommy, Matthew, and Amy. He has his laptop open on the control-bearing surfaces. There is also an advanced digital photocopy machine in the passenger seat. Bruce then makes a call. Int. Jason's office, day. /int. Bruce's car, day. Jason sits behind his desk. 2 men, Solomon and Kurt, sit in front of him. They are professional hitmen. Jason hears his phone ringing. Jason answers. Note, we see both sides of the conversation. Jason answers. Bruce sends the pictures via through internet, an advanced fax machine. Jason grabs the photos from his new advanced technology fax-like machine and looks at them. EXT Russia Roulette Club, night. An established shot of Russia Roulette Club. Russia Roulette is written in red fluorescent light. Int. Russia Roulette Club, night. We see Robert, Tommy, Matthew, and Amy sitting at the VIP drinking all kind of alcoholic beverage, smoking, talking, etc. Then, at the entrance, Solomon and Kurt enter. They walk through the crowd that are dancing like there is no tomorrow. They take out their guns and put on the mufflers, come to the VIP where Robert, Tommy, Matthew, and Amy sit at and shoot all of them, except Matthew. They spare his life for a reason that will be later revealed. Solomon grabs Matthew by his jacket, and escorts him toward the exit. Int. Tristan's new house, bathroom, night. Back to, Tristan and Violet. Violet, I came to Santa Barbara, hoping I would run into you and tell you the truth that I'm in love with you. Tristan, that is touching. I mean thanks. I really like you too. But wait a second. You said they took Matthew. Where and why did they take him? Violet, I don't know. He said they wanted him to clone James Harris's wife, some school teacher named Katie Johnson. They gave Matthew her blood sample. Matthew extracted her DNA from her blood and cloned her. Tristan, Katie Johnson is James Harris's wife. She is my daughter's English teacher in Santa Barbara Elementary School. Tristan gets out the bathtub, grabs a towel from a chair, and puts it around his waist. Tristan, we have to go and see what they're up to. Violet gets out of the bathtub nude and comes up to his lips. Violet, forgive me. What I did was wrong. But I fell in love with you at sight. I didn't mean to mess up your life. Tristan, softly down by her lips, it's okay. I've forgiven you long time ago. They kiss French. Int. Tristan's new Mercedes, moving, night. Tristan's new 2025 Mercedes convertible. Tristan is behind the wheel. Violet is in the passenger seat. They are driving in the street of California. Violet, why are we going there? Tristan, I just want to know what they are up to. You said they were cloning James Harris's wife Katie Johnson. Violet, I don't know what they're up to. But isn't she the granddaughter of one of the world's richest men, Jonathan Montana? Tristan, yes, she is. Her grandfather estimated net worth is $142 billion. Violet, what is she doing teaching preschool? If I'd one of the richest grandfathers in the world, I'd have traveled and visited all the romantic cities in the world. Tristan, humorously, I would have built a house on the moon if you haven't conned me. Violet, humorously, excuse me. It's your fault as much as it's mine. You shouldn't have cheated on your wife. She unbuckles her seat belt, gets closer, and kisses his earlobe seductively. She then begins to caress his neck. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. She kisses his lips and sits on his laps as he continues to drive. Close up, Tristan and Violet. Tristan and Violet kiss intimately while driving. It's one of the sexiest takes in cinema history. EXT Tristan's new Mercedes, moving, night. A medium shot of Tristan's car driving in the street of California with Tristan and Violet. EXT San Luis Obispo, Matthew's house, night. A big Victorian house in the aesthetic part of San Luis Obispo, California. Tristan's new Mercedes. Violet and Tristan come driving and park the car across the street. They kiss. They then part their lips, get out of the car, and walk toward the house. Violet and Tristan move around the house and come to the laboratory's room. Violet presses the code and opens the door. Int. Matthew's house, laboratory, night. Tristan and Violet enter. They walk up to the incubator glass box and see clone of Katie, replica lying in the glass box. Tristan takes out his cell phone and records Katie's clone. Then, Tristan and Violet hear a sound at the door. Tristan takes Violet's arm. Tristan, come on. Tristan and Violet walk at the far end of the laboratory and hide by the refrigerator. The door opens. Matthew, Dr. Carl Gibson, James Harris, and his two goons Raymond and Peter enter. They come up to the clone of Katie and look at it. Dr. Gibson checks her heart with stethoscope. Dr. Gibson, she's dead. There is no heartbeat. Matthew, she must have died about 5 minutes ago. All clones have a maximum 3 days lifespans. James, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We have all the time we need. To his bodyguard, Raymond. Give me your gun. Raymond gives James his gun. At the other end, Tristan is recording them with his cell phone. James, to Matthew, nice doing business with you. I don't need you anymore. James shoots Matthew in the head execution style. Matthew blood splatters on James's face. Matthew falls and dies. At the other end, Violet screams. Tristan drops his cell phone and quickly covers her mouth. James and his bodyguards, Raymond and Peter, look at the direction of the sound. James gives Peter a sign to check. He takes out his gun and walks toward the direction of the sound where Tristan and Violet are hiding. Peter comes and looks. Violet and Tristan are gone. Peter turns his eyes and looks at James as if he were saying there is nothing. Peter moves down searching for Tristan and Violet. At the far end of the room, we see Tristan and Violet exiting through the small window, few inches from the floor. First, Violet exits. Then Tristan follows. Peter sees Tristan and fires at him just as he exits completely. EXT Matthew's house, laboratory, night. Tristan takes Violet's hand. They run toward his new Mercedes. In the meantime, we see James Harris' brand new 2024 Lexus parked in front of Matthew's house. Int. Matthew's house, laboratory, night. Peter returns to James, who is standing with Dr. Gibson and Raymond. Peter, they exit through the small window down by the floor. James, to both Raymond and Peter, so, what are you waiting? Go ahead. Take care of them. Peter and Raymond exit. EXT Matthew's house, Tristan's Mercedes, night. Tristan and Violet come to the car. Tristan gets behind the wheel. Violet gets in the passenger seat. Peter and Raymond fire at them. Bullets pierce through the glass and hit the dashboard. Violet screams. Tristan quickly starts the car. Tristan and Violet drive away. Peter and Raymond continue to fire at them. Int. Tristan's new Mercedes, moving, night. Close up, Tristan and Violet. Violet, they are going to kill us. We shouldn't have come. Tristan, clam down. I got everything under control. EXT Tristan's new Mercedes, night. Medium shot of Tristan's Mercedes moving in the street of San Luis Obispo, California. Int. Matthew's house, laboratory, night. We see the wallet of Tristan on the floor. James looks at the wallet and picks it up. James opens the wallet, takes out Tristan's ID, and looks at it. At the entrance, Raymond and Peter return. Raymond, they drive away. Should we follow them? James, no. First, get the clone and put it in the trunk. Then you take that dead body, put him in his car and burn down the place. We'll blame on this guy, reading the name from the ID. Tristan Reno. They nod, we got it, and walk toward the incubator glass box. Close up, James. James takes out his cell phone and makes a phone call. Jason, off screen, what's up? James, hi. This is James Harris. Jason, off screen, what's it? James, I need you to do me a small favor. Int. Tristan's new Mercedes, night. Tristan and Violet continue to drive down the street. Violet, what are we going to do now? Tristan, I don't know. I'll call the police. Tristan takes out his cell phone and calls 911. Operator, off screen, this is 911. How may I help you? Tristan, there is a murder. 2469 Kansas Street. San Luis Obispo, California. We just saw James Harris, the CEO of Cybertech, killing a man named Matthew. A beat. Operator, off screen, what's your name, sir? Tristan, my name is Tristan Reno. Operator, where are you now? Tristan, I am in my car, driving with my girlfriend. Violet looks at him as if she were saying, I am his girlfriend. It's cool. Tristan, they tried to kill us. Pause. Operator, okay. We will send police. Tristan, what about? I recorded the killing in my cell phone. Operator, the police will take care of it. Tristan, thanks. Tristan hangs up the phone. Violet, what's next? Tristan, what time is it? Violet looks at her watch. Violet, 4:30 a.m. Tristan, we'll go to police station and talk to the chief of police. Out of nowhere, 6 motorbike comes driving behind them. Tristan looks at them in the rearview mirror as if he were saying, what the fuck? Motorbike 1. A bad guy approaches their car with a machine gun and begins to fire at them. Bow. 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 Tristan's new Mercedes. Violet scream. Tristan covers Violet from danger as the bullet pierces through the window, and hits everything. Violet, they're going to kill us. Tristan steps on the gas and drives faster. Motorbike 1. The bad guy continues to fire at them. Tristan's car. Tristan drives faster, passing one car after another car like F1 driver. Street. All 6 motorbikes continue to follow him. Motorbike 2 passes Motorbike 1 and gets closer to Tristan's car and fires at Tristan and Violet. Bow. 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 Tristan's car. Tristan drives faster. Tristan, open the compact glove and give me the gun. Violet, what? Tristan opens the compact glove himself and takes out a revolver. Violet, what are you going to do with that? Tristan, I don't know. I'm just going to scare them. Motorbike 2 comes by Violet and fires at the window. Violet screams and hides. Tristan drives at him. Motorbike 2 easily gets away. Violet and Tristan continue to dodge the bullet as the bad guys continue to fire at them, driving faster, switching lanes, passing one car after another with amazing speed. Motorcycle 1 catches up with Tristan's car and fires at Tristan. Tristan ducks and drives at the direction of the motorbike. Motorcycle 1 gets away. Motorcycle 3 passes 1 and 2, comes up to the Tristan's car, and fires at Tristan and Violet. Tristan takes out his gun and shoots him. Motorcycle 3 goes down. After a chase that make Bourne Films PG, they come to the point where Tristan has to drive through a narrow road, back alley. Tristan speeds, steps on the brake, and covers Violet from danger as the car comes up to a full stop, blocking the street. Motorcycle 1 jumps over Tristan's car and lands flawlessly. Motorcycle 2 runs into Tristan's car and explodes. Motorcycle 4 jumps over the Tristan's car and lands safely. Motorcycle 5 does the same. Tristan then quickly turns the wheel, gets the opposite side of the street, and drives by cars that are moving toward his car, dodging one car after another. The bad guys turn their motorcycles and continue to follow him. Tristan and Violet then turn and get in the right street. The motorcycles keep on chasing them, shooting at the car. Tristan fires at them back but motorcycles dexterously move away. Motorcycles 4 comes up to the Tristan's car and shoots at them. Tristan is hit in the upper arm. Tristan turns the wheel and hits the motorcycle. Motorcycles 4 runs into the light pole, crashes, and explodes. Shortly, Tristan hits motorcycle 1 against oncoming car in the opposite lane, and takes him out. Tristan and Violet then get chased by the last motorcycle, motorcycle 5. Tristan and Violet come to one lane street, speed down the street, turn at the end of the street, and stop at the red light, blocking the street, sideway. Meanwhile, Tristan takes out his gun and fires at the last motorcycle. Motorcycle 5 comes straight firing at Tristan. He jumps over Tristan's car as he continues to fire acrobatically like a professional motorbiker in X game. But it's too bad. As motorcycle 5 is about to come down and land on the ground, big oil truck hits him 75 miles per hour in the air. Motorcycle 5 disintegrates out of scenario. The truck pulls over on the side of the street as the truck begins to set on fire. Then it explodes as soon as the truck driver exits. He runs away to safety. Int. Tristan's new Mercedes, night. Tristan starts the car and drives away. In the background, we see the truck on fire. Violet looks at Tristan's bleeding arm. Violet, are you okay? Your arm is bleeding. Tristan, it's a scratch. I'll be fine. Tristan continues to drive, favoring his wound away from discomfort. Violet, you should go to hospital. Let doctors look at it. Tristan, I am fine. I hate hospital. My ex-wife is a doctor. I never understood how a person spent 16 hours a day in that medieval castle they call hospital. I've been there a couple of times to visit her. I thought I was in a twilight zone with 14th century mummies and ghosts. Violet, but still you should see a doctor, you don't want to get infection. Tristan, it's a flesh wound. We'll go to her house. She'll fix it. But first, let's go to the police station. EXT Tristan's new Mercedes, moving, night. Tristan and Violet continue to drive in the street of Santa Barbara. EXT Santa Barbara Police Station, night. Tristan and Violet come driving, park their car across the street, get out the car, and begin to walk to the station. Tristan sees James Harris's Lexus parking next to the police station. Peter and Raymond are standing nearby. Tristan sees James standing at the police station entrance. He is talking to the chief of Santa Barbara Police, Captain Justin. A police officer approaches Peter and Raymond. Officer, you guys can't park here. Peter talks out a badge and shows the officer. Peter, LAPD. On the other end, Raymond looks at Tristan. Raymond, guess who is coming to dinner? Peter, who? Peter turns his eyes and looks at Tristan. Both Raymond and Peter take out their guns. Raymond, freeze motherfucker. Police. Peter, don't you take another step. We'll shoot you. Tristan is caught off guard. There is a fair distance between him and the bad guys. But he doesn't know whether to run or to surrender. Luckily, an ambulance comes driving between the bad guys and them, and stops at the police station. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic. You can download it at www.panopreter.com. That's all Tristan needs. He turns around. Tristan, to Violet, hurry. Get in the car. EXT Tristan's new Mercedes, night. Violet jumps in the passenger seat. Tristan opens the door, gets behind the wheel, and starts the car. Tristan and Violet drive away. Peter and Raymond come around the ambulance and fire at them. Int. Tristan's new Mercedes, night. Tristan covers Violet from potential danger as bullets pierce through the car's back window. EXT Santa Barbara Police Station, night. The emergency is at the Santa Barbara Police Station. James Harris, Captain Justin, Peter, and Raymond talk as the uniform office stands in confusion. Note, in the background, we see 2 paramedics getting out of the ambulance, opening the back door, taking out a stretcher, and heading toward the station. James, that's them. Captain Justin, to Peter and Raymond, did you guys get the license number? Peter, 9084 STAN. Captain Justin takes out his police radio. Captain Justin, on police radio, this is Captain Justin. To all unit. 2 murder suspect driving black Mercedes head toward Washington Boulevard, 9084 STAN. I repeat, they are armed and dangerous. James, to Peter and Raymond, you guys go ahead, take care of that. I will call Roger. He will come and pick me up. Peter and Raymond turn around and walk towards their car. Peter and Raymond's car. Peter and Raymond get in their car and drive away. EXT Street, Tristan's Mercedes, night. We see Tristan Mercedes passing one car after another with overhead shot. The police are following him from a fair distance, blinking their red and blue light. Int. Tristan's car, night. Tristan and Violet continue to drive. Violet turns around and looks at the police cars that are closing on them. Violet, the police are following us. Tristan, don't worry. I'll lose them. Tristan steps on the gas and drives faster as they continue to pass one car after another like a professional race car driver. EXT Street, day. The police continue to follow them. Tristan and Violet run a couple of red light and then comes driving toward a railroad. We see a train moving down the railroad in full speed. Int. Tristan's new Mercedes, moving, day. Tristan sees the train, steps on the gas, moving faster. The speedometer shows 120 miles per hour going to 140. Violet looks at Tristan as if she were saying, "Are you going mad?" EXT Street, railroad, day. The last warning bell rings. Red light. The street is closed. We see the train coming from the opposite direction. And Tristan and Violet coming from the side. Tristan is attempting the Fast and the Furious and Mission Impossible stunt to beat the train before it passes. We see the police following him in the background. They are closing on Tristan and Violet. Tristan and Violet drive faster, break the wooden barrier, fly in the air, and pass the railroad just as the train passes the light, missing them by inches. The police completely stop in awe. EXT Tristan's Mercedes, moving, night. Tristan and Violet turn the next street and escape. Int. Tristan's Mercedes, moving, night. Tristan and Violet continue to drive down the street. Tristan then sees a 2024 red Jaguar convertible parking on the side of the street. He looks at his Mercedes. There are a lot of bullets, holes and broken glasses as if they had been driving in the street of Paris during the Second World War. Tristan pulls over on the side of the road. Int. Jaguar convertible, moving, night. Tristan's behind the wheel. Violet is in the passenger seat. Tristan must have stolen the Jaguar. There is no key in the ignition. The speedometer shows 125 miles per hour. EXT Jaguar, moving, day. An established shot of the Jaguar driving in the street of Santa Barbara with Tristan and Violet. It's flying like a space shuttle. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. A candle. Alfredo chicken lasagna. Tomato basil baked fish. Strawberry spinach salad. Bottle of wine. We see Naomi sitting at the dinner table with the same good-looking man Billy that we saw at the restaurant earlier. Billy is in his pajama. Naomi is wearing her doctor outfit. It's past 5 a.m. It's romantic setting despite the fact it's dawning. On the soundtrack, Al Green's Love plays. Then, we hear a car arriving outside from a distance and headlight through the window. EXT Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. Jaguar. Tristan and Violet come driving and park the car a block down from the house, by the tree. Tristan and Violet step out of the car. Violet comes around the car to help Tristan, who is feeling a little bit dizzy. He tells her he got everything under control. They walk down the sidewalk, turn at the gate, and come to the door. Tristan rings the bell. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. Naomi excuses Billy, gets up, walks across the living room. Naomi comes up to the door, and opens it, revealing Tristan and Violet. Al Green's Love falls in the background, playing softly. Naomi, what's it? Tristan, I got shot. Can I come in? She opens the door wider. Both Tristan and Violet enter. Naomi looks at Violet like, who is this bitch? Isn't she the same girl from the video? Tristan, off Naomi, look Naomi. Violet. Naomi, wait. Isn't she the dead girl from the video? Violet, yes, I am. But sorry for the inconvenient. Naomi, what is going on? To Tristan, what's she doing with you? I thought you said she was dead. Tristan, heading toward the main living room, it's a long story. I will explain it to you later. But now we are in trouble. Cybertech James Harris and his goons are trying to kill us. Here, they shot me on the arm. I'm bleeding. I need you to fix it. Main living room. Tristan looks at Billy like, who is this clown in a pajama? Billy gets up and comes up to Naomi. Naomi, off Tristan's look Billy, this is Tristan. Billy, how do you do? Billy gives Tristan his hand to shake. But Tristan keeps his hand on his bleeding arm. Billy stands back. Tristan, politely, I got shot. Do you mind if I borrow her for a couple of minutes? To Naomi, can you do something about it? Naomi, walking toward the staircase, okay. I look at it. But you have a lot of explanation to do. Naomi climbs the staircase that's leading up the bathroom where the medicine cabinet is kept. At the living room. Billy looks at Violet as if she were the divinity of seduction, everything that's sin, lust, love, life, and eternity. Tristan knows that looks. Tristan, off Billy's look, this is Violet. You said your name is Billy? Billy, William Franklin. Violet, hi. She gives him her hand to shake. Billy, hi. Billy takes her hand, greeting. There is unconformable silent moment. Tristan then. Tristan, to Billy, are you a doctor? Billy, I'm radiologist. Tristan, how did you meet her? Off Violet look, never mind. People meet people, evolution. You know? Big Bang Theory. Billy, smiling, nods humbly. Yet there is another unconformable silent moment. Billy then looks at Tristan's arm. Billy, are you okay? Tristan, I'll be fine. It's only a flesh wound. Naomi returns with first aid, climbing down the staircase. Billy, to Naomi, you better hurry up. Sarcastically, he's bleeding to death. Naomi comes down the staircase. Naomi, come to the breakfast table. They all come to the next room. Naomi puts the first aid box on the table. Naomi, to Tristan, sit down. Tristan sits at the breakfast table. Naomi, take off your shirt. Tristan removes his clothes, showing off his six-packs and biceps, and sits at the table. Naomi looks at the wound. Blood leaves from his wound. Naomi, it's only flesh wound. You will be fine. Tristan, I hope so. Billy is feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Billy, I'll be in the living room. If you need me, just come and get me. Naomi, sure. Billy goes to the living room. Naomi grabs a syringe and needle. Tristan, fuck, Naomi. You know I hate needles. Naomi, what are you, a 3-year-old baby? It's for the infection. Tristan is defeated. She slowly injects him and begins to apply first aid on his wound. Tristan, where is Julie? Naomi, she is sleeping. Tristan says nothing. He should know it's past 5 o'clock. Kids usually sleep around this time. Naomi continues to apply first aid. Note, Naomi and Tristan will talk as she applies first aid, cleaning up his wound, putting medical bandage, etc. Naomi, do you mind if I ask you how you got yourself in this mess? Tristan, I saw James Harris shooting this guy. To Violet, what's his name? Violet, Matthew. Tristan, he shot Matthew. I recorded it with my cell phone. Checks his pockets, damn it. The phone is my jacket pocket. I left it in the car. I'll show it to you as soon as you're through with this. Naomi, you show me what? Tristan, the video of James Harris shooting Matthew. Naomi, why did he shoot him? Tristan, how should I know? Matthew makes clone. He and the same people, who blackmailed me, used to go out and con people for millions. She can tell you that part. To Violet, sorry if I offended you. Violet, it's okay. No offense taken. Naomi applies alcohol on his wound to clean the germs and to stop the bleeding. Maybe a little bit too much, to get his attention as well. Tristan, in agony, goddamn, that hurts. Naomi, mockingly, I know it hurts like a bitch. But I promise you it won't hurt anymore. Just continue, what happened? Tristan, anyway, she and I saw Julie's teacher Mrs. Johnson's clone at Matthew lab, then they came to the lab. I don't know what James Harris is up to. But Mrs. Johnson is the granddaughter of billionaire Jonathan Montana. It was in the news about a year ago. He passed all his $146 billion net worth fortune to his granddaughter. Naomi, wait a second. Are you saying Katie is a billionaire? Tristan, she is heiress. And her husband is planning to kill her. Naomi, why is that? Tristan, it's obvious. If she dies, James Harris will receive the money that she inherited from her grandfather. Naomi, so, why does he need her clone for? Violet has a clear idea and chooses to say something. Violet, he wants to make it look an accident. If she dies from natural cause like heart failure, which all clones in the lab experience, there is nothing the law can do about it, but to give the money that she inherited from her grandfather to her husband without a question is asked. Tristan, it's a perfect murder. We then see Julie at the living room entrance. Tristan looks at her. Tristan, under his breath, Julie. Julie, Daddy. She runs toward him. Tristan gets up. Tristan, hi. Tristan hugs Julie. He picks her up and kisses her on the cheek. Tristan, what's up? Julie, noting much. Tristan, how are you? Julie, I'm fine. Naomi, to Julie, why are you up? Julia, I couldn't sleep. Looks at Tristan's wound, what happened to your arm? Tristan, it's nothing. Naomi, cut Tristan off, just tell her the truth. Tristan, okay. I will tell you what happened. Naomi, I'll be back, let me go get the needle. I have to stitch it. Tristan nods sure. Naomi goes to the living room. Tristan, off Julie's look, a couple of bad guys chases us. Julie looks at Violet. Tristan, off Violet's look, my daughter Julie. To his daughter, meet Violet. Violet, hi. Violet gives Julie her hand to shake. Julie, hi. Julie takes Violet's hand, greeting. In the background, we see Naomi talking to Billy, who is standing at the living room and watching TV. Violet, Tristan told me you're extremely beautiful and smart. Julie, he tells that to everybody. I think I'm not that smart. I just read a lot. There are a lot of kids in my school smarter than I am. Tristan, humorously, that's not true. She is smarter than the great Albert Einstein. Julie, don't believe him. He's just saying that. Because he's my father. And the reason he thinks I am beautiful. I am only 6 years old. I might grow up and be an okay girl like my Aunt Florence. Tristan, your Aunt Florence is one of the most beautiful women in the world. She just won the Miss California beauty pageant 4 years ago. Julie, I think Mammy is more beautiful than her. Tristan, I agree 100%. But do you know they are twins? Tristan kisses her on the cheek. Julie, I know they are twins. But they are not identical twins. Tristan, you got a point there. But still you will grow up and become more beautiful than your mother. 10 times more beautiful than her. Julie, stylishly maybe, to Violet, anyhow, nice to meet you. Violet, nice to meet you as well. Julie, to Tristan, tell me what happened. Tristan, I was saying the bad guys were chasing us with motorcycles. One of them got closer and shot me in the arm. I drove fast, escaped, and came to see you and Mammy. Living room. We are back to the living room with Naomi and Billy, who are standing and watching the news. On the TV, CNN Melissa Liotta addresses the killing of Matthew from San Luis Obispo, California. In the background, we see Matthew's house burning down to the ground. Firefighter putting out the fire, police officers moving, neighbors standing and watching, etc. Melissa, a man named Matthew Foster, was found dead in his car. A 2016 Honda. He was shot in the head. The official found the ID of Skynet inventor, billionaire Tristan Reno at the victim's hand. Then comes the picture of Tristan on the screen. Naomi calling out Tristan, honey. Tristan. You're on the TV. Kitchen. Tristan gets up and comes to the main living room with Julie. Living room. Naomi looks at Tristan. Naomi, they said they found your ID at the crime scene. Tristan gets closer and watches the news. Then. The bad guys cut the electricity off screen. The room goes dark. Hell of bullets come through the glass window, door, and wall and begin to hit everything. A bullet hits Billy in the head. Billy goes down dead. Tristan quickly grabs both Naomi and Violet and hits the floor. Bullets continues to pierce through the house. Bow. 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 EXT Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. We see about 10 mercenaries led by a man named Edward standing with machine guns and firing at Tristan and Naomi's house like fire and brimstones gone wild. Bow. 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 Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, living room, night. Tristan covers Naomi and Violet from potential bullets that seem to be coming from Ever Angel, piercing through the glass doors, windows, wall. Tristan then sees Julie, who is standing at the kitchen door entrance. It must be divine intervention. The bullets appear to be turning their direction and flying by her like Pulp Fiction. Tristan quickly gets up, runs down the living room, grabs Julie, and moves toward the kitchen as bullets miss them by inches. Tristan and Julie hide down by the counter that divides the kitchen and the living room. Bullets continue to rain throughout the house. EXT Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. Mercenaries continue to fire at the house as if it were the end of the world. Bow. 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 Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. Bullets continue to pierce through the door, glass windows, and wall, destroying everything. Naomi and Violet remain on the floor down by the sofa. Kitchen. Tristan holds Julie closer, covering her from danger, as if he is willing to take every bullet made under the solar system to protect his daughter. Tristan then carries Julie and comes to the living room where Naomi and Violet are at. Tristan, follow me. We are going to the basement. Naomi looks at Billy, who is lying on the floor dead. Naomi, Billy. She tries to get up and goes after Billy. But Tristan holds her. Tristan, he's dead. Come on. Tristan, carrying Julie, Naomi, and Violet, move towards the basement as bullets continue to pierce through the house, hitting everything. Basement. Tristan, carrying Julie, Naomi, and Violet, walk down the staircase cautiously. Tristan puts down Julie on the floor and turns on the generator. Tristan, come this way. Tristan takes Julie's hand. They all walk across the basement and move to the next room. Tristan goes to the far end of the wall where a painting of Pablo Picasso's The Three Dancers is at. Tristan opens the painting like a small door and presses the code. The wall opens, revealing a secret passage. Tristan, get in. Secret passage. Naomi, Julie, Violet, and Tristan get in and begin to move down the hidden passage. EXT Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. The bad guys stop firing. Edward gives them a sign to advance. Denver, second in command, and 5 bad guys move toward the house. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. Pointing their machine guns, Denver and the bad guys enter and begin to move throughout Tristan and Naomi's huge house. Some of bad guys go upstairs. Then at the entrance, Edward appears. Edward, to Denver, did you find them? Denver, they are not in the house. Edward, where did they go? Denver, I don't know. They might be in the basement. Edward, go check. I want all of them dead. 3 bad guys and Denver move toward the basement. Basement. The bad guys come down the staircase and begin to search for them. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, secret passage, night. Tristan, Naomi, Julie, and Violet continue to move down secret passage. Cave. They then come up to a huge cave that leads up to the ocean. We see Tristan's boat parked at edge of the water. Tristan, Naomi, Julie, and Violet come to the boat. Tristan, get in. Julie, to Tristan, wait. What about Duke, isn't he coming with us? Naomi, where is he? Julie, he is sleeping. Tristan, I'll get him later. We have to leave. Tristan picks Julie and places her in the boat. Tristan helps both Naomi and Violet to climb in. Tristan climbs in as well, comes to the wheel, starts the boat, and drives toward the ocean, exiting through the cave. On the soundtrack, music playing melodiously. EXT Ocean, night. The boat completely exits the cave and moves down the ocean with Julie, Naomi, Violet, and Tristan, who is sailing. Int. Tristan and Naomi's villa, night. We see the bad guys pouring gas throughout the house, carrying Billy's dead body, and exiting, breaking down things, etc. Edward stands by the staircase, talking on his cell phone. Edward, on the phone I don't know where they disappear. Pause, listening. Edward, I'm burning down the house. Pause, listening. Edward, on the phone we'll find them. Pause, listening. Edward gives the last bad guy, who is still in the house, a sign to go ahead set the house on fire as he walks toward the exit. The last bad guy sets a paper with a lighter, throws it on the gas, and sets the house on fire, and exits. EXT Ocean, Hyatt Resort, morning. It's a splendid remote hotel and resort. Tristan's boat. Tristan comes sailing with Naomi, Violet, and Julie. They park the boat at the resort where they park boats. They all exit from the boat and walk towards the hotel. In the meantime, we see a girl named Jasmine about 23 sitting in a 2024 red convertible Corvette and talking on her cell phone. Tristan looks at her. Int. Hyatt Hotel and Resort, morning. Tristan, Julie, Violet, and Naomi enter and come to the circulation desk. Tristan talks to the clerk. We see a boutique across the lobby. Naomi looks at the shop. The camera follows Naomi's POV and comes to the boutique where there is a beautiful black Versace gown in display. EXT Tristan and Naomi's villa, morning. An established shot on Tristan's house on flame. We see fire trucks and firefighters trying to put out the fire. Int. 2024 red convertible, moving, morning. Tristan is behind the wheel, driving down the street. He must have taken the girl's car. He is flying like ballistic capsule. The speedometer shows 130 miles per hour. EXT red convertible, moving, morning. A medium shot of red convertible Corvette driving in the street with Tristan, passing one car after another like Jeff Gordon in Amphetamine. EXT Tristan and Naomi's villa, morning. We see that beautiful multimillion-dollar house burned down to the ground. Fighters have already put out the fire. The neighbors stand and watch the chaos. Media, news personalities, firefighters, paramedics, Santa Barbara police move out the area. The police are making sure things go according to the plan. Convertible Corvette. Tristan comes driving and parks the car few blocks down the house. Tristan gets out of the car, looks at the commotion and calmly walks toward the Jaguar. A medium shot of Jaguar. Tristan comes to the car, opens the door, gets behind the wheel, grabs his jacket, and takes out the cell phone. Tristan puts the cell phone in his pocket, gets out of the car, walks back to the Corvette. EXT Corvette, day. Tristan opens the door, gets behind the wheel, and starts the car. But before he drives away, out of nowhere comes Duke 2 running toward the car, barking. Tristan sees him, opens the door, and lets him in. The dog licks Tristan's face with excitement. Tristan puts the dog in the passenger seat, steps on the gas and drives away. EXT James and Katie's house, neighborhood, day. It is a quiet neighborhood. A breathtaking house that has a water fountain, swimming pools, gardens, and tennis courts. Corvette. Tristan comes driving at James and Katie's house and parks the car few blocks down. He tells Duke 2 he will be back. Tristan gets out of the car and walks toward the house. Tristan then sees Raymond and Peter sitting in the Lexus right down by the house. Tristan hides behind the garden, slowly walks around the house and comes to the back door. Int. James and Katie's house, kitchen, night. Katie, wearing a nightgown, is in the middle of preparing cherry pie. Tristan knocks on the glass door. Katie looks at him. She knows who he is. Katie stops what she is doing, walks up to the door, and opens it, revealing Tristan who seemed concerned. Tristan, hi. I am Tristan Reno. Julie's father. Katie, I think we met before. Tristan, can I come in? It's emergency. She opens the door wider. Tristan enters and closes the door. Tristan, I'm sorry to come at you like this. But your life is in danger. Your husband is trying to have you killed. You must come with me quickly. There are 2 guys outside waiting for you. Tristan comes to the living room, opens the curtain, and looks through the window. Katie follows him behind, comes and looks through the window. EXT Katie's house, night. Lexus. Peter, who is behind the wheel, and Raymond, who is in the passenger seat, cock their pistols, exit the car, and begin to walk toward the house. Int. Katie's house, kitchen, night. Back to Tristan and Katie. Tristan takes out his gun. Tristan, wait here. Katie, referring to the gun, what is that? Tristan, it's a gun. They are coming to kill you. Katie, we should call the police. Tristan, the police are working for Mr. Harris. Katie looks at Peter and Raymond through the window as they approach the gate in the midway. EXT James and Katie's house, day. Raymond puts his gun in his belt, and takes out a door key as they approach the gate. Then, the door opens, revealing Tristan who is pointing the gun at their direction. Tristan shoots Peter between his eyes. Tristan points his gun at Raymond. Tristan, drop whatever you got on your hand and get down on your knees. Raymond follows the order, drops the key and gets down on his knees. Tristan slowly approaches him, pointing his gun at him. Tristan, why is James Harris trying to kill her? Raymond, how should I fucking know? Tristan, okay. Tell me where he's or I'll shoot you. I don't like people fucking with my family. Raymond, go fuck yourself. This is not the first time someone points a gun at me. Tristan, okay, bad motherfucker. This is going to hurt. Tristan comes behind and hits him on the base of his skull with the gun. Raymond falls unconscious. Katie stands at the door, looking at Tristan. Tristan, we have to go. Katie, let me change my cloth. Tristan, hurry up. I'll get the car. I parked few blocks down the house. Katie nods okay, turns around, and walks back to the house. Tristan grabs Peter's gun and puts it in his belt. He then searches Raymond, who is lying unconscious. Tristan finds the gun in Raymond's belt, opens the champers, empties the bullet, throws away the gun, and heads toward the Corvette. EXT Corvette, day. Tristan comes to the car, opens the door, gets behind the wheel. He picks up Duke 2 and tells him to get in the back seat. Tristan puts him in the back seat, starts the car, drives few blocks down, and stops next to Katie's house. Tristan honks the horns. Omit. Omit. Then. Katie, wearing a bewitching yellow dress, exits from the house, and comes up to the car. Tristan opens the door for her. She gets in the passenger seat and closes the door. Tristan steps on the gas, they drive away. Int. Corvette, moving, day. Close up, Tristan and Katie. Katie, what do they want? Tristan, I think Mr. Harris is after your money. Takes out his cell phone from his pocket. Here, look at this. Tristan turns it on and shows her the image of her clone in hologram by accident. Katie takes the cell phone. Katie, confused, looking at the hologram. What's it? Tristan, it's a new cell phone. Wait. Takes the cell phone from her hand, let me switch it into a standard video set. Switches it into standard video set. Here, they made your clone. Tristan gives her the cell phone. Katie looks at it. She is startled, a person who looks exactly like her lying in the incubator glass box. Katie, what is this? Tristan, it's your clone. James Harris killed the guy who made the clone. It's in the phone as well. I went to the police station earlier. But the police are working for your husband. Katie, don't call him my husband anymore. I don't know him. Tristan, sorry. There is a silent moment. She sees the video of James Harris shooting Matthew. Katie, my God. He shot him in the head. Tristan, it happened last night. There is a pause. She is in shock. She then. Katie, why is he doing this? Tristan, I think he's trying to make it seem accident. If you died from a natural cause, he will get all your money, $146 billion that you inherited from your grandfather. I believe that's tenable motive. Katie, he has been acting weird lately. EXT Corvette, moving, day. An established shot of the car as it drives in the street of Santa Barbara with Tristan, Katie, and Duke 2. Int. Naomi restaurant, day. The restaurant is empty. Katie stands at the counter, talking to her friend on the phone. Tristan is behind the bar, pouring a scotch, to liquor, in 2 separate glasses. Note, we can't see or hear Katie's friend. Katie, on the phone. I can't believe he made a clone of me. Pause, listening. Tristan places the drink in front of Katie. Katie, softly to Tristan, thanks. Tristan nods, no problem. We see Duke 2 down by the counter eating dog food and drinking water. Katie, on the phone. I saw James killing a man. Pause, listening. Katie, yes, it's him. Pause, listening. Katie looks at Tristan. Katie, I'm with Tristan Reno. Pause, listening. Katie, yes, at his ex-wife restaurant. Pause, listening. Katie, okay. I'll see you, bye. She hangs up. Katie grabs her drinks, takes a sip. Tristan, is she going to help us? Tristan and Katie talk while walking toward a table. Katie, I doubt it. She doesn't know the difference between FBI and a security guard. Tristan, so why did you call her? Katie, she is the only person I can trust. They come and sit at a table. Katie, can I see it again, the video? Tristan, sure. Tristan takes out his cell phone and plays it. The image of Katie clone comes out of the screen in hologram by accident again. Tristan quickly switches it to standard set and gives her the phone. Katie takes the phone. Katie, how did you do that image thing? Tristan, it's hologram. Press that red button. Tristan takes the cell phone, presses the red button, and places it on the table. The video of Katie clone in the glass box appears in hologram. Katie looks at it. She is still surprised that they had made her clone. Tristan, off her look. I was going to post the killing bio on the Skynet, so the world can see what kind of person Mr. Harris really is. But the phone has no internet connection. It's new. Then. Out of nowhere come a bullet piercing through the window and hits Katie in the head. A sniper shot her off screen. She falls down dead. More silent shots come piercing through the window. Tristan quickly dives on the floor and hides. EXT Naomi restaurant, night. 5 GMC SUV come driving and pull in front of the restaurant. Edward and about 9 mercenaries get out of their cars with machine guns and begin to fire at the restaurant. Bow. 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 Int. Naomi restaurant, night. Tristan remains on the floor as bullets pierce through the glass window and hit everything. Duke 2 run away and hide by the refrigerator. Tristan sees the cell phone on the floor. It's damaged, a bullet has pierced through the screen and comes out the other end. Tristan grabs it. He looks at the phone if it is still working. It's not working. Tristan puts the cell phone in his pocket and takes out his gun as bullets continue to rain down. Tristan looks at Katie's dead body and slowly begins to crawl toward the kitchen. EXT Naomi Restaurant, day. The bad guys continue to fire. Edward then gives them a sign to stop. They stop firing. Edward then tells 3 bad guys to advance. The bad guys move toward the restaurant. Int. Naomi Restaurant, day. The bad guys walk in, drawing their guns. They look for Tristan. He is nowhere to be seen. The bad guys advance toward the kitchen pointing their guns. Out of nowhere comes Tristan and shoot 3 of them. Bow. 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 He kills all of them like Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Tristan turns around and exits in the back door. Main restaurant. At the entrance, 4 mercenaries and Edward walk in. Edward looks at the dead body of Katie on the floor. Edward gives the last 2 mercenaries a sign to take Katie's dead body. The last 2 mercenaries grab Katie's dead body from her arms and feet, and carry her away. Kitchen. The bad guys look at the first 3 dead mercenaries on the floor and continue to search for Tristan. EXT back alley, day. Tristan climbs the ladder of a building and reaches on top of the roof. Tristan moves down the building, and arrives at the edge of the building. Tristan looks at the mercenaries down the building. They see him and begin to fire at him. Tristan turns around and runs toward the other end of the building. He comes running with full speed and jumps across onto the next building, and lands on the roof safely, rolling on his arms. Tristan gets up and continues to run down the roof. Meanwhile, we see about 6 mercenaries moving down the roof, firing at Tristan. Tristan comes running and jumps across onto the 3rd building, and continues to run. On the other end, the bad guys jump onto the 2nd building and continues to follow Tristan, shooting at him. Tristan takes out his gun, turns his arm, and fires at them back, hitting nothing. Tristan comes running, jumps across onto building 4, and continues to run down the roof. Tristan then comes to the edge of the roof 4 where there is a ladder that leads to a back alley. Tristan puts his gun in his belt, slides down the ladder and reaches the ground. The bad guys on the roof fire at Tristan as he runs down the back alley. A medium shoots Tristan as he continues to run down in the back alley. Out of nowhere comes a Mercedes SUV with 2 bad guys, shooting at Tristan. Tristan runs faster, turns at the next street, another back alley, climbs over a fence and continue to run. The bad guys in SUV break the fence and continue to follow Tristan, shooting at him. Tristan shoots at them back as he runs. The bad guys in the Mercedes SUV gets closer onto Tristan. Tristan runs faster. A car cuts him. Tristan jumps over, rolling on the hood, and falls on the ground. Tristan quickly gets up and continues to run. The Mercedes SUV stops and lets the car pass completely, and continues to follow Tristan. Tristan turns at the next alley and continues to run rapidly. The bad guys in SUV catch up with him. Tristan turns around and shoots at them. A bullet pierces through the Mercedes SUV window and hits the driver in the head. Tristan comes the main street and runs into a traffic, causing chaos and confusion. Cars turning their wheels to avoid from hitting him. A 2016 Ford pickup truck hits the SUV Mercedes out of scenario that is moving with a dead mercenary. Tristan comes to the next street and sees a young man sitting in a new 2024 4-door Toyota Corolla convertible and talking on his cell phone. Tristan approaches the guy, pointing his gun at him. Tristan, pointing his gun, get the fuck out of the car. The young man holds up his hand, surrendering. He opens the door and gets out of the car. Tristan, give me the phone. The young man hands him the cell phone. Int. Toyota Corolla convertible, day. Tristan gets behind the wheel, starts the car, and drives away. In the background, we see the young man yelling and running after his car. EXT Street, Toyota Corolla convertible, day. Tristan drives down the street. He then sees Duke 2 in the middle of the street, parking in the opposite lane. Cars are avoiding from hitting Duke 2. It's a matter of time before a car runs over Duke 2 unless a miracle happens. A big Isuzu truck comes driving straight at Duke 2. We don't know what happened for a second. The Isuzu passes. Duke 2 is still alive. It's miracle. Tristan comes driving, stops the car in the middle of the street, opens the door, and gets out of the car with his gun. Tristan goes to the opposite lane and points his gun at a man who is driving a 2015 Honda at the direction of Duke 2. The man stops his Honda. Tristan grabs Duke 2, returns to the Toyota Corolla convertible. Toyota Corolla convertible. Tristan gets behind the wheel, carrying Duke 2. He puts the dog in the passenger seat, starts the car and drives away. Int. Toyota Corolla convertible, day. Tristan dials Naomi. Naomi, off-screen hello. We see both sides of the conversation. Tristan, on the phone, they just killed Katie. I am coming. Tell them to get ready. We are leaving. Int. Hyatt Resort, room 310, porch, day. /int. Toyota Corolla, moving, day. We see Naomi in underwear standing in the porch with the hotel phone, talking to Tristan who is driving like a maniac. Naomi, looking at the spectacular view of the ocean. Naomi, where are you? Tristan, I am driving toward the hotel. I will be there in 5 minutes. Get ready. Naomi, on the phone, wait. Bring aspirin for Julie. She is dying with toothache. Tristan, I see what I can do. Naomi, I will see you. They both hang up their phones. We stay with Tristan. Tristan steps on the gas, driving faster. The speedometer shows 115 miles per hour going to 119 miles per hour. An established shot of the Toyota convertible, passing one car after another with full speed. We then take it with overhead shot. Looking down the car as it drives in the street, the city of Santa Barbara, the mountain and the ocean, etc. EXT Hyatt Resort, day. Toyota Corolla convertible. Tristan comes driving and parks the car in front of the resort. Tristan gets out of the car, carrying Duke 2. Tristan walks toward the entrance. Int. Hyatt Resort, lobby, day. Tristan enters, walks down the lobby, and comes to the elevator. Tristan presses the button and waits for the elevator to open. It's taking forever. Tristan walks toward the staircase located in the middle of the lobby. Tristan takes the stairway, climbing rapidly. Int. Hyatt Resort, hallway, day. Tristan, carrying Duke 2, moves down the hallway and comes to room 310. Tristan knocks on the door. The door opens revealing Violet. She is in her underwear as well. Int. Hyatt Resort, room 310, day. Tristan enters. He looks at Violet like, what's this? Tristan, you are not ready? We have to leave. Violet, I'm ready. I will just put on my jeans. Violet walks up to the sofa and grabs her jeans from the bed. Tristan looks at Julie who is walking toward him. Julie, excited you found Duke? Tristan, yes. I did. She takes the dog from Tristan's hand. Duke licks her face. She kisses him. Tristan, Julie, put your jacket on. We are leaving. Joel, are we in trouble? Tristan, no. We're okay. Kisses her on top of head, give me the dog. I'll hold it for you. Julie hands him. At the other end, Naomi, wearing a shower gown, appears, drying her hair with blow dryer. But she stops what she is doing as soon as she sees Duke 2. Naomi, where did you find the dog? Tristan, I found him at the house. You are not ready? Naomi, just give me a minute. I just get out of the shower. Tristan, I don't have a minute. We have to leave now. Naomi, don't rush me. I have to put some cloth. I can't go naked, can I? Tristan, please, hurry up. They're coming after us. Naomi goes to the bedroom. Violet puts on her jeans and goes to the bathroom. Tristan, Julie and I will wait for you guys in the car. To Julie. Come on. Julie puts on her jacket, comes up to Tristan, takes Duke 2 from his hand. Tristan opens the door. Int. Hyatt Resort, hallway, day. Tristan and Julie, who is carrying Duke 2, exit and walk down the hallway, towards the direction of the camera. EXT Hyatt Resort, Toyota Corolla convertible, day. Tristan and Julie, carrying Duke 2, comes to the car. Julie, whose car is it? Did you just buy a new car? Tristan, no, I borrow it from a friend. Tristan opens the passenger door. Tristan, get in the front. Julie gets in the passenger seat with Duke 2. Tristan closes the door and walks around the car. Tristan opens the driver door and gets behind the wheel. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Int. Hyatt Resort, room 310, bedroom, day. Naomi puts on a black dress that we saw at the store. She comes to the mirror and look at it. Bathroom. Violet stands in front of the mirror, applying a red lipstick on her lips. Int. Toyota Corolla convertible, moving, day. Tristan is behind the wheel, driving. Julie remains in the passenger seat with Duke 2 on her lap. Violet and Naomi are in the back seat. On the soundtrack, music continues to play. EXT Toyota Corolla convertible, moving, day. Medium shot of Toyota Corolla as it drives in the street of California. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down at traffic and the Pacific Ocean. EXT Street, Trader Joe's, day. Trader Joe's store in the middle of nowhere. Toyota Corolla convertible, moving. Tristan, Naomi, Violet, Julie, and Duke 2 drive. They pass the store, move down a little bit farther, and pull down on the side of the street. We see one car after another car passing Tristan's car with full speed. We don't know what's Tristan trying to do. There is no U-turn. But we can assume they're planning to get something from Trader Joe's. Then. The car drives in reverse. EXT Tristan's lake house, day. A country retreat with splendid lake view. Toyota Corolla convertible. Tristan, Julie, carrying Duke 2, Naomi and Violet come driving. They park the car in front of the house. They all get out of the car with groceries and head toward the house, climbing the staircase. Tristan retrieves the key from underneath the carpet on the floor, opens the door and lets them in before he enters himself. Int. Lake house, living room, day. Naomi, Violet, and Julie, carrying Duke 2, look around. They are taken by its appearance. It looks like castle built at the beginning of the 20th century. Tristan gives them a brief history about the house as they all move towards the kitchen. Kitchen. Naomi, Violet, and Julie, who is still carrying Duke 2, come to the kitchen, put the groceries on the kitchen table. Tristan takes out his damaged cell phone and tells Naomi he has to go. He'll return as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Julia, carrying Duke 2, comes up to Tristan and tells him that her teeth is bothering her. Tristan kisses her on the cheek softly where her tooth is bothering her and tells her that he will get the medicine for her. Tristan says something to both Naomi and Violet, turns around, walks down the living room, at the direction of the camera. EXT Lake House, Toyota Corolla convertible, day. Tristan exits and walks up to the car. Tristan comes, opens the door, gets behind the wheel, starts the engine, reverses out, and drives away. Int. Skynet, headquarter, Larry's office, day. Larry is behind the computer, writing program. He is typing like a maniac. There is a big cup of orange soda on Larry's desk from Carl's Jr. Larry grabs the soda, takes a big sip through the straw, puts the soda aside, and continues to type like a fiend. Larry then compiles the file and runs the programs. We see the image of his wife Jessica wearing a wedding gown in 3D as if she came out of his screen and stands in front of him live. Larry is happy. He takes another big sip, gets up and walks toward the exit in hurry. Larry's office, employee's room. Larry exits from his office, walks down the aliases, between the employee boxes, and heads toward the bathroom. Int. Skynet, headquarter, men's bathroom, day. It's a huge bathroom. It's empty at the moment. Larry storms in and comes to the toilet, unzips his pant, and begins to take a leak, off screen. Larry then finishes. He zips up his pant off screen, comes to the faucet, and begins to wash his hand. Then out of nowhere appears Tristan. Larry sees him through the mirror. Tristan, hi. Larry, what's up? Tristan, under his breath nothing much. Larry shuts the water, dries his hand with a paper towel, comes and hugs Tristan. Larry, I thought you were dead or something. Tristan, I'm still alive. Larry, what's going on? The police are looking for you everywhere. Did you kill all those people that they are talking about in the news? Tristan, I'll tell you everything, but see if you can fix the cell phone. Tristan gives him the same cell phone that Larry gave him at the beginning of the movie. Larry, what happened? Larry looks at it, examining. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Int. Tristan's lake house, kitchen/living room, day. Naomi and Violet are cooking, preparing all kind of food, lobster thermidor, honey glazed lemon roast chicken, cherry tomato orzo salad, ancho chili, shrimp, and pasta. We stay with them for a bit. Int. Skynet headquarter, top floor main lab room, day. Larry, sitting behind a computer, is working on the cell phone, writing program and compiling the video file. Tristan stands next to Larry, looking at him coding. Tristan, like I told you, a sniper tried to kill me. But instead he shot the phone. If you can fix it, there is a video of James Harris shooting a man named Matthew that I am framed for killing. Note, Larry talks while typing like a maniac as if his finger and the keyboard were made from the same genetic material. Larry, what do you mean by James Harris shooting a man that you are framed for? Tristan, James shot Matthew in the head execution style. Then hours later, a sniper killed James's wife, Katie Johnson at Naomi restaurant. They tried to kill me too. But they missed and shot the phone. Prior to that, the girl, whom I saw dead in San Francisco, is actually alive. Larry, you are talking about the same girl from the sex video? I mean the extortion video. Tristan, she is a con artist. She and a couple of guys were running a fraud. First, they make clones that incubate directly into adulthood and trick guys into the bed. They then drug you. When you fall asleep, they place the dead clone next to you. Finally, they blackmail you for millions of dollars. Larry, that's an interesting story. Tristan, anyway, according to the girl, they tried to do the same thing to James Harris, Cybertech. But James's people tracked them down and killed each one of them. I was there when James shot Matthew, the same guy in the news. If you access the data from the memory card, I can prove I am innocent. Larry, just give me a second. I'll fix it. But I have to say that's an incredible story. The clones, the con, the shooting and the girl. You can write a book about it? Tristan, referring to data on the computer screen, is it done? Larry, almost. It's downloading. Larry types like a maniac, writing codes. Larry compels the file and runs the program. On the computer screen, we see the video of Katie's clone. Tristan, that's it? You are a genius. Larry, is this the clone that you are talking about? Tristan, yes, it is. Just wait for a second. You'll see James shooting the guy. They watch Katie's clone a little bit more. Then, like Tristan said, on the computer, we see the video of James Harris shooting Matthew in the head. Larry, what the fuck? He put a bullet in his brain as if he saw the ghost of the devil. Tristan, that's what I was trying to tell you. He just shot him in cold blood. Larry rewinds it and watches it again. Larry, this is sick. Tristan, save it on the desk. We'll post it on Skynet. Larry begins to save the video on the disk. Then out of nowhere comes 4 bad guys breaking through the glass roof while hanging from the helicopter above and fire at Tristan and Larry. Tristan quickly gets down on the floor, and hides down by the table. The bad guys continue to fire at Tristan. Tristan takes out his gun and shoots the first bad guy in the head. Tristan shoots the second bad guy in the chest and stomach. Tristan shoots third bad guy in the ball and chest. Tristan shoots the last bad guys on the knee. As the last bad guy goes down, Tristan shoots him between his eyes. He does it so fast and sexy. It feels like Matrix Reloaded in fast forward, figuratively speaking. Tristan looks at Larry. He is shot in the neck. Tristan comes up to Larry. Tristan takes out his shirt and tries to stop the blood. Larry tries to speak. Instead, blood comes out his mouth. Tristan, come on Larry. You're going to be fine. Larry closes his eyes. Tristan checks Larry for pulsation. There is no pulse. Larry is dead. Tristan sees the computer that has the disk on fire. Tristan quickly goes to the computer, and pulls the disk from the hard drive. We don't know if the disk is still working. It looks burnt. Tristan puts it in his pocket. Meanwhile, a bullet pierces through the glass roof, hitting everything and missing Tristan by inches as he runs toward the exit. The bullets are coming down from the helicopter. A bad guy is shooting down at Tristan. Tristan then dives in the air, grabs one of the bad guy's machine guns from the floor, rolls around and fires at the helicopter, hitting the engine. EXT helicopter, day. A bullet comes traveling 1,000 feet per second and strikes the pilot in the side of his head. EXT Skynet headquarter, helicopter, night. The helicopter spins in the air, smoking. It comes down, hits the side of the building, falls and crashes on the ground before it sets on flame. We see the whole Santa Barbara police unit, SWAT team, snipers, police cars, etc. Edward is there as well. They all move away from the crash scene. At the entrance, the employees of Skynet are exiting from the building. Edward gives the SWAT team, bad guys, to advance. About 10 SWAT men move toward the headquarters and enter through the door. Int. Skynet headquarters, top floor, day. Tristan moves down the office room, heading toward the exit. At the exit, 6 bad guys appear and begin to fire at him. Tristan hides down by a pillar. Tristan then comes out from the hide and fires at them, killing one bad guy after another. Tristan shoots a bad guy in the chest. Tristan shoots another bad guy in the neck. Tristan hides as they fire at him. Tristan comes out the hide and fires at them. He shoots the third bad guy between his eyes. He shoots the fourth and the fifth and the sixth. Tristan kills all of them. Tristan then advances to the next room. X-ray take of Skynet building. We see about 20 or 30 bad guys in SWAT uniform moving and standing throughout the building. Some of them are going after Tristan. The others are waiting for him to come out. Skynet headquarters. Tristan takes the staircase down. But before he goes farther, 5 bad guys appear with machine guns and begin to fire at him. Tristan hides at far end of the staircase, fires at them back. Tristan hits 2 guys. They go down dead. The other bad guys fire at him. Tristan hides. They continue to fire at him. Tristan then comes out of the hide, shoots, and kills all of them like Antonio Banderas in Desperado. Tristan advances the next room. He pulls the fire emergence alarm. The alarm makes alert sound. At the other end, more bad guys appear and begin to fire at Tristan. Tristan hides at a pillar. He comes out the hide, fires at them back, hitting one bad guy after another. Close up, Tristan. Tristan continues to fire bow. 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 The bullets leaving the muzzle of his gun and traveling toward the direction of the camera. EXT Skynet, headquarters, later. The building is on fire. We see firefighter putting out the fire. More employee continues to exit the building. Skynet, headquarters, street. A man, wearing SWAT uniform, is walking down the street. It's Tristan. We don't know how he has managed to escape. He is holding the side of his abdomen, down by his ribcage. He's shot. We see blood on his hand. Tristan comes up to a police car parked on the side of the street. Tristan opens the door, gets behind the wheel, starts the car, and drives away. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Int. Police car, moving, day. Tristan, driving, looks at his wound. It doesn't look too good. What the hell? He will live. He focuses on the road as he continues to drive, passing one car after another. EXT police car, moving, day. An established shot of the police car as it drives in the street of California. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down the city. EXT Skynet headquarters, day. CNN Scarlett Hansen reports the story of the shooting from Skynet headquarters. We see a lot of commotion in the background, firefighter putting out the fire, reporters, news vans, police keeping the area safe, paramedic taking one dead body after another. John Freeman, standing with a news camera, records Scarlett as she continues to address the news. Scarlett, Skynet inventor Tristan Reno, who has killed 6 people earlier, added 18 more law enforcement agents and injured 4 here in the Skynet building that he owns. 2 are in critical condition. Back to you, Anna. Int. CNN headquarters, newsroom, day. Anna Stone sits in the news box addressing the latest news. Anna, in related news, Katie Johnson, the billionaire granddaughter of Jonathan Montana and the wife of CEO of cybertech billionaire James Harris, was found dead this morning in her Santa Barbara house. The autopsy report shows she died of heart failure. On the screen, we see the picture of Katie Johnson. EXT Street, Best Buy, day. We come to a local Best Buy store with nice camera work. There are a lot of TVs set in the window display. We see the picture of Katie on the TV screens as Ann Stone continues to address the news. Police car. Tristan comes driving down the street and passes the store. We take it with overhead shot, looking down Tristan in stolen police car as he continues to drive down the street. EXT Tristan's warehouse, day. Police car. Tristan comes driving and parks the car across the street. Tristan gets out of the car, crosses the street, comes up to the warehouse. Tristan presses the code on the door and opens it. We see a new Honda 2024 motorcycle inside the warehouse. Int. Tristan's warehouse, day. Tristan enters, grabs the key from the shelf, opens the closet, takes out the actual Tom Cruise's 1985 Top Gun jacket, removes his blooded SWAT coat, and puts on the Top Gun jacket. Tristan then slowly gets on the motorcycle favoring his wound, starts the bike, and exits the warehouse. EXT Tristan's warehouse, street, day. Motorcycle. Tristan gets onto the street and flies down the road. EXT Rite Aid, day. An established shot of Rite Aid. Tristan comes riding his motorcycle and stops in front of the store. Tristan gets down and walks towards the store. Int. Rite Aid, day. We see a young man, the clerk, standing behind the counter and looking at a fashion magazine. There is a surveillance camera above the counter, recording activities at the registry. At the entrance, Tristan walks in quietly. The clerk looks at him. Tristan approaches the clerk. Tristan, where can I find aspirin for toothache? Clerk, all the medicines are aisle 4 and 5. Tristan goes to aisle 4, and begins to scan through. Tristan sees the medicine that he's looking for. Aspirin, for toothache. He grabs it. Tristan walks down the alias and grabs medical alcohol, bandage, and other first aid items that he can get a hold of. Tristan returns to the registry and places all the items on the counter. The clerk rings the items and puts them in a plastic bag. Tristan pays him with cash. He places $300 on the counter, tells the clerk to keep the change, grabs his items, and walks towards the exit. We pan to the surveillance camera. Then with nice camera work, we travel through the electricity matrix style, exit the building, and take it with overhead shot, looking down the state of California. The US, followed by the globe. We leave the planet and see NASA's satellite orbiting around the Earth. Int. The Pentagon, computer room, day. We see a group of computer wizards, 6 men and 2 girls, sitting behind advanced computers and looking at Tristan's face, facial recognition software under supervision of General Richard Paul. Computer wizard named Utah matches Tristan's face with the satellite image of Tristan at the Rite Aid. Utah calls Richard. Richard walks up to him and looks at the screen. Richard takes out his cell phone and makes a call. Int. Jason's office, day. /int. The Pentagon, computer room, day. Note, we do a split screen. Jason answers the phone and talk Richard without a sound. Richard says something. Jason says something. Then. They both hang up. We stay with Jason. He gets up, and comes up to his gun collection, a window box inside the wall, opens the window's door, and grabs 6 Sauer P239, handgun, and a box of armors. Jason opens the chamber and begins to load the gun with bullets. EXT Mobile, gas station, motorcycle, sunset. The sky is covered with a beautiful sunset. Tristan is filling his tank with gas while applying first aid to his wound. He cleans the wound with medical alcohol. It burns like hell. We see the expression of Tristan's face changing into agony. Tristan places the bandage over the wound and throws the rest of stuff in the trash. Tristan then pulls out the gas pump out of his motorcycle gas tank and puts it back on the fuel dispenser. Tristan gets on the motorcycle, starts the engines, roaring the engine, showing off, and rides away. Street, Tristan's motorcycle, moving. An established shot of the motorcycle as Tristan rides down the road. Int. Tristan's lake house, dining room, sunset. Naomi and Violet are putting all kind of foods on the dinner table, lobster thermidor, cherry tomato orzo salad, ancho chili, shrimp and pasta, broccoli rabe with pasta and sun-dried tomatoes, etc. At the living room, Julie sits at the sofa with Duke 2 and watching Pirates of the Caribbean, on Stranger Tides starring Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz. EXT Tristan's lake house, sunset. Tristan comes riding his motorcycle and parks in front of the house. Tristan gets down from the motorcycle, goes toward the house, favoring his wound against discomfort. Tristan climbs the staircases, comes up to the door, and rings the bell. Int. Tristan's lake house, sunset. Naomi is in the kitchen, getting honey-glazed lemon roast chicken from the oven. Violet is at the dining room, setting up the candles. Julie and Duke 2 are watching movie. Julie hears the doorbell. Julie, Mammy, the doorbell. Violet, I got it. Violet stops what she is doing, walks up to the door across the living room, and opens it. Tristan enters. Tristan, hi. Violet, hi. Violet looks at his wound. Violet, what happened? Tristan, I got shot. Where is Julie? Violet, she is in the living room. Tristan, heading toward the main living room. Julie. Julie pauses the movie, gets up from the sofa. Julie, I am right here. Julie, carrying Duke, comes up to Tristan. Tristan, here. I got the medicine for your tooth. Julie takes the medicine. At the same time, she looks at Tristan holding his wound and the blood on his hand. Julie, you're bleeding. Tristan, I ran into trouble. In the other end, Naomi appears at the living room entrance. Naomi not believe what she is seeing, not again. Naomi walks up to Tristan and looks at his wound. Naomi, what happened? Tristan, it's a long story. Naomi, why does it always have to be a long story with you? Tristan, I'll tell you everything. Let me collect my thought. Naomi, take off your jacket and remove the shirt. Let me see it. Tristan takes off Top Gun jacket, removes his shirt, and puts them on the sofa. Naomi, I'm going to remove the bandage. Tristan, go ahead. Naomi removes the bandage from Tristan's wound carefully and looks at the wound. Naomi, this time, you got it bad. Tristan, I think the bullet might be inside. Tristan begins to move in pain as she touches his wound. Naomi, don't move. She examines the wound farther. Naomi, I can feel it. It's down here. Tristan, it is ricochet. Naomi, slowly touching it, you see this bump. Tristan looks at the bump, it is the bullet. Tristan, don't worry about it. I'll be fine. Just give me a glass of water. Naomi, wait. Tristan grabs his shirt, takes 2 steps and falls on the floor. Naomi, Tristan. Naomi quickly gets down to help him. Naomi, Tristan. Tristan. Violet panics. Julie, holding Duke too, begins to cry. Naomi checks his pulse. He's alive. Naomi, Tristan, wake up. Tristan opens his eyes. Naomi, are you okay? Tristan, I'm fine. It must be divine intervention. Tristan gets up with his own will, a little bit help from Naomi and Violet. Naomi, do you want me to call the paramedics? Tristan, no, I am fine. Humorously, I just fell to see how you are going to react. It was acting. Naomi, playing along okay. Clark Gabral. That was great method acting. But don't you ever scare me like that again. Humorously, I thought for a second you dropped dead. Tristan, replying to her joke well. Gorgeous, I'm still alive. Naomi, keep it that way. I am calling the paramedic. They will come and take you to the hospital. Tristan, changes his demeanor, don't call a soul. No one must know we are here. I'll be fine. I just get dizzy. That's all. Give me a glass of water. Naomi, to Violet, go get him a glass of water. Violet goes to the kitchen to get him water. Naomi, okay. Come sit here. She pulls a chair at the dinner table. Tristan sits at the dinner table, looks at the food on the table. He is hungry. But he doesn't feel like eating. Meanwhile, Naomi continues to examine his wound. Naomi, checking his wound, you have to see a doctor. Tristan, you're a doctor. Why can't you get it out? Naomi, I don't have medical devices. Off his look, sarcastically, do you want me to use a kitchen knife? Tristan, just cut it open and pull it out. Naomi, Jesus Christ, Tristan. Violet returns to the living room with a glass of water. Violet, here. Tristan takes the glass and drinks everything in one swing as if he just spent a year in Death Valley, and puts down the glass on the table. Violet, do you want another glass of water? Tristan, thanks. But no thanks. Violet looks at Tristan's wound. Violet, you should go to the hospital. It looks painful. Tristan, that's out of question. We have to lay low for a couple of days. The cops are looking for me. If they find me, they will kill all of us. Takes out the disc from his pocket. I'll have to see if this disc still works. If it works, I'll give it to the right people and expose the truth. Naomi, I'm just going to call the paramedics. They'll come and take you to the hospital. Tristan, seriously Naomi. I don't want to put Julie's life in danger. If you want to do it, do it. Get a fucking kitchen knife and cut it out. I don't care. It's only a bullet. Or I'll do it myself. Naomi, okay. I'll fucking cut you open. Naomi walks towards the kitchen. Violet looks at him. She didn't know Tristan could be so serious. Tristan looks at her as well. There is a silent moment. He then. Tristan, to break the ice, can you operate? Violet, I'm not a doctor. Tristan, smiling, gives her his hand. She takes his hand. Tristan kisses her on the cheek. There is a genuine attraction between Tristan and Violet that could be easily interpreted as true love. Julie looks at them and thinks for a second they make a cute couple. But still she wants him to be with Mammy. Tristan catches Julie's look. Julia, who is holding Duke too closer to her heart, acts shy. Tristan, to Julie, did you take your medicine? Julie, no, I did not. It doesn't hurt anymore. Tristan, where is it? Julie, it's on the coffee table. Tristan gets up, goes to the coffee table, and grabs the medicine. Tristan, approaching Julia, go ahead, take it. It might return. To Violet, bring her a glass of water. Julie, to Violet, it's okay. I'm fine. Don't sweat it. Violet, surprised with Julie's choice of word, stops. Tristan sits back at the dinner table. Tristan, to Julie, come on. Tristan gives her his hand. Julie takes his hand, still carrying Duke too, and stands next to him, but away from his wound. Tristan, I'll tell you a story. When I was a kid, I had a toothache just like yours, right here, the wisdom tooth. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. I couldn't sleep. Then all of a sudden, The pain stopped. It was temporary. I started eating all kinds of chocolate bars, candies, biscuits, and cake. Then the pain returned twice as bad as it was first time. I mean, it hurt so bad, I couldn't speak for days. I then went to a dentist. He gave me the same aspirin as this. The pain stops forever. Violet smiles softly, and goes to the kitchen to get water. At the same time, Naomi returns to the living room. Naomi, to Tristan. Okay. I'll see what I can do. But you have to promise me. You'll go to the hospital and get it seen as soon as we get through the scandal with James Harris. Tristan, sure. Naomi, come on, let's do it in the kitchen. Tristan, referring to the food by the way, the food looks amazing. Naomi, you should thank her. She is the one who came up with most of the recipes. Violet, don't believe her. That's not true. More than half of the recipes are hers. I just made that cherry tomato orzo salad and ancho chili, shrimp, and pasta. Naomi, she made lobster thermidor too. Violet, no, I didn't make that. You made it yourself. Naomi, it's your recipe. I made it under your guide. It doesn't count. Tristan, what about Julie? Looking at Julie, what did you make? Julie, I didn't make anything. I was watching The Pirate of the Caribbean with Duke. Tristan, I doubt it, neither Duke or Johnny Depp knows how to cook. Naomi, to Tristan, just come to the kitchen. I'll pull it out. Tristan kisses Julie on the temple, gets up, walks toward the kitchen. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Int. Lake house, kitchen, night. Tristan is lying on the kitchen table. Naomi is in the middle of performing surgery on Tristan's wound. She slowly puts the knife through Tristan's wound and tries to dig out the bullet. Tristan is in a lot of pain. Julie, carrying Duke too, and Violet stand and watch. Rather, Violet is actually holding a bottle of whiskey. Then Naomi successfully removes the bullet from the side of Tristan's abdomen, places the bullet on a bowl. She takes the whiskey from Violet's hand and cleans the wound with the scotch. Tristan screams. Naomi then stitches the cut, covers the wound with bandage, and throws the rest of the excessive baggage in the trash. Naomi says something like, let's all have dinner. Int. Lake house, dining room, day. Tristan, Naomi, Violet, and Julie sit at the table and have dinner. Tristan is telling them story about how he got shot and the disc. Duke too can be seen eating dog food on small plate next to Julie. EXT street, day. We see about 8 Mercedes SUVs moving down the street. Int. Lake house, dining room, day. Tristan, Naomi, Violet, and Julie continue to eat. Tristan then hears a sound. He gets up, walks up to the window at the living room, collects the curtains and looks through the glass. Tristan's POV. Headlights of the Mercedes SUVs can be seen approaching the house from a distance. The music on the soundtrack falls in the background. Tristan returns to the dining room. Tristan, get up. They are coming. They all get up. Tristan, Julie, come on. Tristan takes Julie's hand. Naomi, how did they find us? Tristan, I don't know, take Julia with hide in the basement. I'll be with you in a second. To Violet, go with them. Julie, wait, Duke. Julie picks up Duke too and carries him. Naomi, Julie, carrying, Violet go to the basement. Tristan runs toward the bedroom, climbing the staircase. Tristan completely climbs the staircase, goes to the bedroom. Bedroom. Tristan crosses the bedroom and comes to his huge office where there are about 10 artistic paintings hanging on the wall. He comes to one of the paintings. He removes the painting, revealing a secret door. He presses the code and opens the door, revealing a secret gun room. Gun room. We see all kind of guns, Turkish Octal Ghost, MP5K, Nambu pistol, Czech Alpha Combat, Desert Eagle, AK-47, Beretta Cheetah, CZ-100, etc. Tristan enters, grabs 2 Desert Eagles, puts them in his belt. He grabs a Bersa Thunder 380 and Beretta Cheetah and put them in his pockets. He adds Stair TMP and exits from the room. Tristan's office. Tristan closes the gun room door, places Stair TMP on the table, puts the painting back on the wall, grabs Stair TMP and heads toward the living room. Living room. Tristan climbs down the staircase, comes to the living room, puts Stair TMP on the bar, counter, and walks toward the basement. Basement. We see Naomi, Julie, who is carrying Duke too, and Violet standing and trying to figure where to hide. Tristan comes down, using the staircase. Naomi, where do you want us to hide? Tristan, come this way. They move to the next room. There is a small storage room. Tristan opens the door. He takes out Beretta Cheetah from his pocket and gives Naomi the gun. Tristan, to Naomi, here, take this. Naomi, what's that? Tristan, it's a gun. Naomi, I know it's a gun. What am I going to do with it? Tristan, protect yourself. Naomi, I am not planning to kill anyone. Tristan, just hold it in case they come to harm you. Naomi, why can't you call police? Tristan, how many times do I have to tell you, Naomi? The cops are working for James Harris. Will you take it please? She takes the gun. Naomi, I'm just going to hold it. I'm tired of arguing with you. Tristan, do whatever you feel like doing with it. But make sure nobody harm Julie. Tristan comes and kisses Naomi on the lips. The kiss takes her by surprise. Tristan, I won't stop loving you. Tristan takes out the Bersa Thunder 380 from his pocket. Tristan, to Violet, take this. Hands her the gun, if anybody gets close to you, just blow them away. Tristan gives her a soft kiss on the lips. Tristan then. Tristan, to Julie, everything is going to be alright. I'll come and get you. Julie, promise. Tristan, I swear on my heart. Julie, I love you. She cuddles him. He hugs her too. Tristan, I love you too. He kisses her on the temple. Tristan and Julie break the hug. Tristan, to all, I'll be back. Stay still. Don't come out. Naomi, be careful. Tristan, sure. Tristan closes the door behind him, takes out his 2 Desert Eagles and walks towards the direction of the camera. EXT Tristan's lake house, day. The 8 SUV trucks come driving and pull in front of Tristan's house. About 16 bad guys dressing in black suit like Secret Service men step out from the vehicles and stand pointing their machine guns at the house. Jason comes out from SUV too late and give them a nod, ordering them to fire. The bad guys fire at Tristan's lake house like hell. Bow. 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 Int. Tristan's lake house, day. Hell of bullets pierce through the glass window, wall, and door and begin to destroy everything. Bow. 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 Tristan, who is walking down the living room, hides behind the sofa, lying flat on his chest. Bullets continues to rain, hitting everything. Tristan, holding his 2 Desert Eagles, crawls toward the kitchen as the bullets miss him by inches. Kitchen. Tristan comes crawling and hides behind the kitchen counter. Int. Tristan's house, basement, storage room, day. Naomi, Julia, and Violet, who are sitting on a small rectangle chair, hear the shooting. Naomi holds Julia next to her. Naomi, I told him not to leave. But he went out, got himself shot, and brought more trouble with him. Violet, it's my fault. I shouldn't have come between you two. Naomi, no, it's not your fault. He always follows his heart. They hear more shooting. Julia, is Daddy going to be okay? Naomi, yes. He'll be fine. She cuddles Julie and kisses her on the head. EXT Tristan's lake house, night. The bad guys continue to fire, changing ammunition, reloading their machine guns. Bow. 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 Jason then gives them a sign to stop. They stop firing. Jason tells them to advance, pointing his finger at the direction of the house. The bad guys begin to move toward the house. Some of the bad guys go around the house. 2 bad guys come to the front door. Int. Tristan's lake house, night. The bad guys have completely destroyed the house. At the entrance, the 2 bad guys walk in. But before they take another step, out of nowhere appears Tristan with his 2 Desert Eagles and shoots the first bad guys between his eyes. He shoots the second bad guy in the chest and balls. Bow. 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 It's grease lighting fast. The bad guys go down dead. EXT lake house, night. The other bad guys, who are standing at the front yard, fire at the house. Bow. 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 Int. Lake house, night. Tristan quickly moves toward the dining room. He sees 2 more bad guys through the broken window. They are moving toward the back door. Kitchen. Tristan comes to the kitchen. As soon as the bad guys appear in the back door, he blows them away. Bow. 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 3 more guys come to the back door and fire at Tristan through the glass doors. Tristan dives on the floor, reloads his gun and crawls toward the living room as the bullets continues to rain. Bow. 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 Then the bad guys slowly enter through the back door and continue to move toward the living room. At the living room entrance, Tristan appears with his 2 Desert Eagles pointing. He shoots all of them. Bow. 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 Tristan sees Stair TMP on the bar counter, puts his Desert Eagles in his belt and grabs Stair TMP. 2 more bad guys come through the main entrance and fire at Tristan. Tristan makes acrobatic move, spinning on the ground and shoots both. Bow. 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 A bad guy with a long hair enters with a machine gun, shooting like a maniac. Bow. 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 Tristan hides by the sofa. He looks at the bad guy's feet through the sofa. Tristan shoots the bad guy's feet through the tiny space of the sofa. Tristan shoots him again in the eye as the bad guy falls on the floor. 2 more bad guys appear with machine guns at the kitchen. They fire at Tristan. It must be divine intervention. The bullets completely miss Tristan. Tristan lifts his hand with the Stair TMP and fires at them multiple times as they stand confused. Tristan drops Stair TMP, gets up, and checks himself if he is shot. There is nothing. He is fine. Tristan takes out his 2 Desert Eagles from his belt. Then 2 bad guys come, one at front door, the other in the back door. A bad guy who enters in the front door, fires at Tristan. Bow. 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 Tristan runs toward the dinner table, dives in the air like Olympic high jumper with his 2 Desert Eagles soaring like an eagle and shoots both of them. Bow. 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 As he ascends down and lands on floor. It's one of the most spectacular takes in modern cinema history. EXT lake house, night. Jason and two bad guys are left outside. Jason gives them a sign to go after Tristan. One bad guy heads toward the front door. The other bad guy goes around the house. The first bad guy climbs the staircase and comes to the front porch. Then a bullet comes out of nowhere and hits him between his eyes. The bad guy falls at the staircase dead. Jason looks at the dead bad guy. He turns his eyes and looks at the house. He is not impressed. Int. Lake house, basement, storage room, night. Naomi, Julie, and Violet remain sitting. Naomi gets up. Naomi, you stay here. I'll go check if he's okay. Naomi opens the door and exits the room. Basement, staircase. Naomi walks down the basement and takes the staircase that leads up to the living room. Living room. Tristan, sitting behind the sofa, hiding, fixes his wound, putting the bandage back on the cut. Meanwhile, Naomi appears at living room entrance. Tristan looks at her. She sees him. Naomi, walking up to him, are you okay? Tristan, I'm fine. She comes and looks at his wound. Naomi, I'll have to remove it and put a new bandage. As she is about to go get a new bandage, Tristan holds her hand. Tristan, you will do it later. It's not safe. Just go back to the basement. Tristan gets up. Naomi looks at the dead guys all over the house. Naomi, did you kill all these guys? Tristan, they gave me no choice. She continues to look at the dead bad guys with sympathy, her medical instinct as if she wanted to help them. Naomi, referring to the dead guy with long hair facing down, is that a woman? Tristan, it's a guy. He is dead. Don't worry about him. She changes her demeanor, comes up to his lips. Naomi, humorously, I didn't know you were a natural-born killer. He smiles softly. Tristan and Naomi kiss. It happens out of the blue. Tristan, where is Julie? Naomi, she is with Violet. I came to see you. Tristan, I'm fine. You should go back there. It's not safe here. Naomi looks at his wound as Tristan holds it. Naomi, referring to his wound, I'll go back. Let me fix it first. Naomi walks toward the kitchen. In the meantime, at the front door entrance, Jason walks in. Tristan, Naomi. Jason fires at Naomi. Tristan dives in the air, takes the bullet for her as he falls with her. Yet the bullet has gone through Tristan's upper right chest, exited through the back of his shoulder, and hit Naomi in the heart. Tristan is fine. He fires at Jason. Jason fires at him back. Tristan and Jason exchange a couple of shootouts. Then Jason disappears in a blink of an eye. Tristan looks at Naomi, who is lying in his arm, soaked in blood. Tristan, Naomi. She slowly opens her eyes. Naomi, I'm sorry. Her eyes fill with tears. Tristan, softly, hang on. Naomi, I have always loved you. Naomi coughs blood. Her tears fall by her cheeks. Tristan removes his shirt and places on Naomi's wound, while watching out for Jason. Tristan, you're going to be fine. Naomi, take care of Julie. She loves you very much. Naomi closes her eyes and dies. Tristan checks her pulse. Tristan's eyes fill with tears. He blinks his eyes. A pair of tears exit from his eyes, rolls down his cheeks, and falls on Naomi's lips. EXT Lake House, basement, night. The basement door is locked with a chain and locker. The last bad guys, the exception of Jason, comes down the stair. He shoots locker and breaks the chain. Int. Lake House, basement, night. The last bad guy enters and begins to move down the basement. Storage room. Julie and Violet remain silent, but Duke 2 hears the step and barks. Julie holds Duke 2 next to her heart dearly to quiet him down. Basement. The bad guy turns around and walks toward the storage room. Storage room. Violet points the gun at the door. The storage room opens, revealing the bad guy. Violet shoots him in the head as if she had done it thousandth time. She looks natural with the gun, she just takes that son of bitch out like Scarlett O'Hara gone in the wind. The bad guy falls down dead. Violet looks at Julie, drops the gun, and takes Julie's hand. Julie looks at Duke 2, who is barking, and picks him. Basement. Violet, and Julie, who is carrying Duke 2, exit the storage room and walk toward the staircase. Living room. Tristan checks one of his Desert Eagles if it's loaded. It has no bullet. He grabs the second Desert Eagle from the floor and checks the chamber. It is empty as well. Then, Violet and Julie come up to the living room. Out of nowhere appears Jason and points his gun at Violet and Julie. At the same time, Tristan comes out of the hide and points his gun at Jason, despite the fact it's empty. But Jason doesn't know that. Tristan, drop your gun. Jason points the gun at Julie. It's a Mexico standoff. Jason, looking straight through Tristan's eyes, you drop yours or I will shoot your daughter. Tristan says nothing. Jason, I'll give you 3 seconds to do it, so, unless you want to take it outside and fight like a man. Tristan, closing up the gap between him and Jason, okay. Let's do it. Point the gun at me. Jason points the gun at Tristan. But before Jason thinks twice, Tristan hits the gun from Jason's hands with amazing martial arts skill. The gun falls on the floor. Jason is not a punk. He has a black belt in karate. Jason kicks Tristan on the chest. Tristan falls at the front door. Tristan quickly gets up. Jason comes after him running like a horse. But Tristan flips him over and throws him outside, at the front porch. EXT Lake House, night. Jason gets up. Tristan comes out of the house, hits him on the chest with a flying kick. Jason falls on the steps. Jason gets up, removes his jacket, and gets set to fight. Tristan removes his bloody shirt, showing his amazing physique, and six packs, and gets set to rumble it out. The sky is heavy with cloud. It begins to rain. Tristan and Jason go at it with well-scripted martial art. It's almost an even fight, Jason with power and elegance. Tristan with speed and finesse. Int. Lake House, night. Julie sits by Naomi's dead body, crying. Duke 2 is licking Naomi's face. Violet stands behind Julie, grieving. Violet then takes Julie's hand. Julie gets up. They walk toward the exit. Duke 2 follows them. EXT Lake House, front yard, night. Tristan and Jason continue to go at it in the rain. Tristan punches Jason on the face and kicks him on the ribs, he does it so fast. It seems time stops for a moment. But Jason feels nothing. He kicks Tristan on the stomach and punches him on the face. Tristan falls on the ground. Jason tries to kick him. But Tristan trips him with his legs. Violet, Julie, and Duke 2 exit. They stand in the rain at the front porch and watch Tristan and Jason as they continue to go at it with well-scripted martial art. A medium shot of Tristan and Jason fighting. It's bloody, skillful, fast, all that is deadly martial art. Close up, Violet and Julie. They stand in the rain and watch the fight. Tristan and Jason fighting. Close up, Tristan punching Jason on the face. Tristan and Jason combating. Close up, Jason kicking Tristan on the head. Tristan and Jason battling. Then. Tristan gets a break as Jason makes a mistake. Jason comes at Tristan with his own flying kick. But Tristan knows the trick, he grabs Jason's leg and hits him on the nut with explosive blow. Jason is out. Tristan gets on top of Jason and beats the hell out of him, one punch after another till Jason's face turns into a rotten tomato. Tristan then sees his daughter and Violet at the front porch. He stops himself from smashing Jason's face into the dirt. Tristan gets up and walks up to them. Julie runs toward him. Tristan picks her up, cuddles, and kisses her. Tristan, carrying Julie, comes to Violet. Tristan is bleeding. Violet takes Julie from Tristan's arms. Meanwhile, Violet sees Jason getting up with a gun. Violet, watch out. Tristan quickly grabs a gun from the floor that happened to be on the ground next to a dead mercenary, turns around and shoots Jason in the throat. Jason drops the gun, holds his throat, falls on the ground and dies at the spot. Tristan throws the gun away, gets up, and holds his new wound. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Violet puts down Julia on the floor, takes her t-shirt off and tries to clean Tristan's wound. Instead, Tristan takes Violet's hand, pulls her closer, and kisses her. Violet throws her arms around Tristan's neck and kisses him. Julie looks at them and says nothing. Close up, Tristan and Violet. They kiss more passionately. We then slowly pull out with overhead shot. Tristan and Violet part their lips. Tristan comes to Julia and tells her something like I love you. She tells him she loves him too. They cuddle. Tristan kisses her on the cheek before they all go to the house. Montage. Note, we will see people watching the video of Katie's clone and James Harris shooting Matthew in the head on all kinds of media coverages. CNN News. Anna Stone reports the story from CNN headquarters. Anna, this video about to show you contains graphic images of violence that may disturb AND. CBS News. Richard Cooper addresses the news from CBS headquarters. Richard, the video that you are about to watch is not suitable for younger audiences. ABC News. Grace Davis addressing the news from ABC headquarters. Grace, James Harris, CEO of Cybertech, who was named the most influential person in the world last year by Time magazine, shot a man named Matthew Foster in the head. CNN. The video of James Harris shooting Matthew in the head on CNN news screen. ABC. The video of James Harris shooting Matthew on ABC news screen. Fox News. We see the video of James Harris shooting Matthew in the head on the TV. Rebecca addresses the news. Rebecca, James Harris shooting a man named Matthew Foster who was found dead in his car few days ago. San Francisco Police Department. Captain Carter, Detective Smith, and Detective Bradley and San Francisco police officers stands in front of the TV and look at the video of James Harris on the TV as Rebecca continues to address the news from Fox headquarters. White House. The President of USA sits at the Oval Office, watching the video of James Harris shooting Matthew in the head on Skynet. Students at the University of Stanford watch the shooting in the big screen as James Stewart addresses the news from NBC headquarters. FBI headquarters, the Director, Deputy Director, Assistant Director, Special Agent Clive Law, Agent Jude Owen, and other FBI employees stand and look at the shooting of Matthew Foster and the clone of Katie Johnson in multiple TV screens. Int. Cybertech headquarters, James Harris's office, day. James sits in his huge luxurious glass office, looking at the video of himself shooting Matthew on Skynet. EXT Cybertech headquarters, day. An established shot of the building. FBI and police squad cars move toward the building, alarming their sirens. They make a turn and come to the headquarters. News reporters, photographers, and more police officers can be seen moving throughout the area. Special Agent Clyde Law and Agent Jude Owen jump out of the first FBI car and walk up to the building. Int. Cybertech headquarter, James Harris's office, day. James opens the drawer at his desk, takes out .357 Magnum and ammunition. He loads the .357 with ammo. James points the Magnum at his temple. EXT Cybertech headquarter, James Harris's office, day. A medium shot of James Harris's office. We hear a sound of gunshot before we leave the building with overhead shot, looking down the buildings in the area. EXT funeral ceremony, day. It's the funeral of Naomi. It's a heaven needs an angel day. Naomi's casket lies at the gravesite. Many doctors and nurses come to pay respect. Tristan stands at the coffin holding Julie's hand. He is wearing handsling. Naomi's sister Florence is present. Violet is present as well. Tristan's eyes are filled with tear. It only takes a blink. Tear falls by his cheeks like rain on leaves. He wipes it away with his hand. Fade to black. 1 year later. Fade in. EXT Ocean, Tristan's boat, day. Tristan, Violet, Julie, and Duke 2 sail down the Pacific Ocean. Tristan and Violet are holding glasses of champagne. Julie is playing with Duke 2. Tristan and Violet look at Julie and Duke 2 playing. Tristan and Violet smile softly. They take sips, put their glasses aside and get closer and talk between soft kisses. Violet, if you have to clone one person in history, who would you clone? Tristan, I will clone Naomi. She was a good person. There is a pause. Tristan, perhaps, she is at the Garden of Eden, doesn't want to be bothered. Instead I will clone Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, from your upper lips, and Juliet from your lower lips. I'll drink from your lips rather than love potion till fever do us part, and tell the angels in heaven you have the most scrumptious lips in the history of womankind. Violet, smiling in beauty that's too sweet. They exchange juicy kisses. Tristan, who would you clone? She touches her belly. Violet, I've already cloned you in my belly. Tristan smiles in wonder. They kiss French. Julie looks at them, turns her eyes and continues to play with Duke 2. Close up, Tristan and Violet. They kiss more intimately. The end.